1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off a boom bap, the melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to precinct. Fuck the ball, fuck everybody on the floor. When we see you in the finals, bring that same energy, nigga.
I was hoping that Fraz was gonna be here today, so now I gotta do his intro. Yeah. Live direct on your YouTube screen is your favorite Knicks and Ish panel. I am the one and only T-Top. Shout out to my guy, our co-host Kev Rodriguez. And tonight we have a special guest. He just got up, now he's back. My guy Lou. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody's in the building. You know what I mean? Hold on, we're gonna do my shout outs in a minute. I forgot to put the banner up. You know, I'll be doing too much. But there you go. It's there. You know what I mean? Make sure you like. Can you do a plug? Absolutely, but just give me a second to finish doing what I'm doing. You show up and just trying to do shit. Like, that's crazy. Nah. Yo, everybody in the comments, Lou is really my brother. You feel me? Love this guy to death. So if you hear me talking to him, if you hear me talking to him crazy, it's because I love him. You know what I mean? That's the only reason. But if you didn't do so already, make sure you hit that like button. Sharing is always caring. You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Press the notification bell. Set it to all. You know what I mean? Shout out to my people in the building. Darlene in the building as always. Love to see you here. Mike Brown is in the building. I'm on my bad, y'all. I'm on my phone and the screen on the side to do the comments is really small. I'm sorry. But yeah, shout out to my guy Mike Brown in the building. You know what I mean? Nostalgic Knicks is in here somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm going through the comments. There he goes.
Uncle Paulie was good.
Yeah. Uncle Paulie, the pause police is in the building. Be careful. Tread lightly. You feel me? Yo, Lou, do your shameless plug, man. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man. Heraduda. Tequila. I don't know if everybody can see it.
No, they can't.
They can. Matter of fact, there we go. Heraduda. Shameless plug. Blanco. 40 Beans. I actually got a sponsorship with them. But I'll send T-Tom my sponsor link. Everybody that goes to the sponsor, you get 10% off on your next bottle of Heraduda.
Yeah, if you could inbox that me on Facebook, I'll make sure I put it in the comments.
Smooth tequila, the smoothest.
Yeah, but
Nice.
yeah, you know, shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight for sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, since we doing shameless plugs. Everybody who already ordered, your orders are going out tomorrow. The Cat's Bodega teas are here. You heard? They're going out tomorrow. And if you didn't order one, get it while supplies last. I think we only got like 5 more left. You feel me? So order it before it's gone forever. You heard? Now, let's get into it. Pause. It's crazy. Game 3 breakdown. You feel me? You know, the Knicks win. I forgot what the final score was. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was 118 to 113?
118 to 116.
118 to 116. Yeah, I mean, Knicks win in Detroit. I got a lot to say, right? Y'all know how I give it up. You know what I mean? Y'all know how with Uncle Paulie. Matter of fact, Uncle Paulie, do I have Uncle Paulie on? I don't know what I got Uncle Paulie on. If anybody can send Uncle Paulie the link, somebody send Uncle Paulie the link to pull up. You know what I mean? Yo, Kev, you got Uncle Paulie on social media?
I I gotta log into the Knicks initial account. Hold up.
Yeah. So boom, while that happens, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give my brief overview of the game. You know, another hard-fought battle as we thought this series would be. Never thought that this series was gonna be a walk in the park. Detroit does play a lot of physical basketball. They do play hard. I know they're not gonna give up. But the Knicks is playing basketball like I thought and knew we always could. Sharing the rock, multiple guys getting involved in the starting five. Yeah, I mean to do the thing. We started off that game super fast. Yeah, I mean going on I think like a 10-3 run in the beginning. The refs tried to help Detroit yet again and give it Tim Hardaway Jr. a flagrant foul, 3 foul shots and the ball, which ended up turning into a 6-point play. And the game got tied at 20. And then every time after that, when Detroit tried to make a run, the Knicks responded. It was a point where Detroit took over the game, like in the second quarter. They took the lead. But, you know, the basketball is ebbs and flows, right? Nobody, you know, the wire-to-wire win is a rare occasion. You know what I mean? Especially in the playoffs. So I knew this was going to happen. But when it comes down to it, bro, if you raise your hand like we in school again, we're going to fight. Talk.
Oh, no, I'm fixing my camera. My fault. I'm fixing my camera. I'm fixing my – it follows me. It follows me.
Oh, you got technology. Shout out to
my
you.
fault. My fault. I'm trying to fix my camera. My bad, bro. My bad.
Yeah.
I want no smoke. I want no smoke.
I want no smoke.
I thought he was raising his hand to talk.
Oh man, that's
I want no
hilarious.
smoke, bro. I was just trying to fix my camera, bro. That's all.
Like midway, light blue. Right there. Pow. There we go. Yeah. But the game is ebbs and flows. But I always knew experience is always going to lead the way. The refs couldn't save Detroit that night, even though they did try their hardest near the end of that game. We've seen a situation I've never seen before in basketball. A team getting an extra time out and an extra possession with 0.5 on the clock. I've never seen that before. I mean, shout out to the scorers table, as Kat said. But yeah,
Yo,
definitely, it definitely was a must-win game. Yeah, Kev, my fault.
Nah. When you get a chance, Uncle Paulie, I send you the chat through your IG joint. So through Knicks initial account, So when you get a chance, check your IG.
Yeah. Again, if you're in the building and you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button for sure.
Well, yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, we needed the Knicks to start off like the way they did, especially with Cat, man. Like, you know, we didn't get that much out of him in that first game. I think he gave us like 10 and 6. It's kind of disappointing, but picked it right off in the first quarter, and was being real aggressive, taking it to the cup. Which is something I think that he should have did in game 2. Because you know, them guys ain't really got nobody to stop him. You know, and I think he's quicker on his feet than Jalen Duran is. And by being aggressive like that, you put them in a lot of foul trouble. You know what I mean? So, you know, if Cat could continue to play like the way he did, you know, last night, you know, they in trouble, bro.
Yeah. I think Cat is more than capable of doing that on a night-to-night basis. You feel me? I think he just got to turn on being aggressive. I also think Cat likes to be a playmaker too, so it's finding that balance. And I think that's a challenge for Brunson and Cat at times, like when to be aggressive. Like, but they on opposite sides of the spectrum, right? Like JB is ultra aggressive, and Cat sometimes is too passive. Lou, talk to us, man. How you felt about Game 3?
Cat really put the game.
Hold on.
Cat, man.
Yeah, I hear you. You distracted me again. On your pod, you distracted me with the shirt that you wearing. I'm not gonna mention it.
This is Daryl Strawberry, baby.
Yeah, I don't want. Hold on. Wait a second. I'm not gonna say the shirt you was wearing before because I don't want the supporters in the comments to fry you. But they're gonna probably fry you anyway. Because is that a Mets jersey?
First of all, it's Knicks colors. Knicks parallels with the Mets. Mets and Knicks have a storied history.
Okay.
Knicks, majority of Knicks fans are Mets fans. Only Yankee fans, only people that are Yankee fans like the Lakers, and they like LeBron, and they like the Cowboys. So
that's not true.
I'm always gonna ride for the boys and queens because the boys and queens ride for the boys at the Garden.
Uncle Paulie, I got you in 1 second, Uncle Paulie. This is a Knicks. Well, listen. This is a Knicks.
It's Knicks colors, baby. And this is a throwback. Mitchell Yankees. This is Darryl Strawberry.
Yankees. Darryl Strawberry is valid. But he's valid. Not, but he was also a Yankee too.
I got two Mets jerseys. Mike Piazza, Darryl Strawberry.
Hold on.
He also won a championship with the Yankees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was also a Yankee too.
And he won a championship with the Mets.
Yeah, he did.
That's all I care about. That's all I
care
about.
Check it. This is a Knicks. Yankees. I was a former Giants fan. We're gonna talk about that later. I was a former Giants fan. I'm up in the air, but until further notice, it's Knicks, Yankees, Giants. Until further notice, you feel me?
The Mets gotta be. First of all, Mets is more New York than Yankees. I don't care.
Oh my God!
Yankees damn near gotta be. First of all, Giants and Jets, they're New Jersey. They're New Jersey. Come on, bro. Their stadiums in New Jersey. They're New Jersey, bro.
Lou.
They don't even live in New York. They live in Jersey.
Oh man.
Yo, Lou. For sure, I love you to death, but I will kick you off.
Look, man, I have no animosity towards Yankees. Why can't we as New Yorkers rep?
Let me get my guy Uncle Paulie on the stage, man. Shout out to my guy Uncle Paulie.
What it do? Uncle Paulie, what's good? It's been a while, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while. New job kicking my ass, but I can't stop in there with the playoffs, man.
Yeah, listen, I hear that.
First off, Jets, Mets, Nets. There's a reason why y'all all ride. It's called secondary income for the major city in the world. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is. I give it to you. You guys have a better stadium now.
Yes.
You guys,
the
Citi
Mets
Field is way better than the new Yankee Stadium.
I give y'all
that.
All right.
Citi Field is better than Yankee Stadium right now.
It is. I can't even argue that.
I don't want to get too sidetracked into that. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. We could do that.
I was just trying to give my thoughts on it. They said you the one that started clouding me for wearing the Mets. I mean, I wasn't even gonna bring up Mets, man. I know I'm wearing a jersey, but Darryl Strawberry, I gotta represent for my black brother that played for a pivotal New York run. I'm saying he brought a championship to the city.
Yeah, and he brought one to
he brought one to the Bronx too.
Exactly. So I gotta rep.
Hold on, timeout. I don't really do timeouts, but timeouts. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's still a nasty jersey. But let's get back to the I don't care what you talk about. It's nasty jersey.
All right, man. Look, I like everything that happened last game. I really do. You look at the minutes that Mitch had. Mitch had 16 minutes. I think that this was the most productive minutes that he's had in this series so far. The cat actually becoming more aggressive, becoming more of a focal point, stepping into the spot and making sure that his presence is felt, not just with his scoring, but also with his overall presence. Him stepping in between Mitch and old boy and him saying, "Hey, you're not touching my guy. Look, this is New York." I loved it. I loved it because that's not the cat that you got while he was in Minnesota. He let Ant do the rah-rah. He let Gobert wasn't doing no rah-rah. So it was just Cat and Gobert on the bench watching Ant do the rah-rah. Nah, this time I'm gonna do the rah-rah. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna talk for my mans. And then OG has been so consistent throughout this entire season that it doesn't surprise me that when we need a bucket, when we need a defensive stop, when we need some sort of momentum changing play, it's OG. I just wish that Mikal.
Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but has
No, you
OG
good.
not been an enforcer as well? Tell me OG's not in the mix of everything. If he
He
Yeah.
ain't
is.
tussling
That's what
with
I'm
Tatum
saying.
himself,
OG is
is
a
a
game
problem.
changer. Whereas
And
Jalen
let's
has
not
been a
forget Paul
constant for
Reed.
us.
There's history with Paul Reed from last year with the Sixers.
Oh,
Don't think
without a
Vince
doubt.
forgot about that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because
I
did.
think that OG is our constant. Where you have Jalen is going to give you a bucket. He's just a walking bucket. He doesn't care. He's going to get to he's going to get to where he feels comfortable on the floor, and he is going to make the shot. That's just Jalen. He's Mr. Clutch player of the year. Cat has been one of the bright spots because my biggest question when we traded Drew and Dante was where's the scoring going to come from off the bench, and who's going to give those minutes that Drew was giving you. Cat has been better than Drew has been these past 2 years, and I love Drew, but Cat has outperformed my expectations this year on the Knicks. It's night and day.
Yeah, I can't even argue that.
Nope.
Yeah, I think Cat when it was when it's needed, he shows the toughness that we want. Yeah, I mean, it's not an everyday thing for Cat. Cat is not gonna go out there and give you that same intensity that Drew do on a night-to-night basis. But when it's needed, he like, yo, all right. Yo, watch out, little homie. That's what he did to Paul Reed. Watch out, little homie.
Between him and OG in the first quarter, they went 6 for 12, 4 of 8 from the 3-point line, and this is combined. They had 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, nah.
They were busting ass in the first quarter. Pause.
Wow.
You know what I got from Cat's performance yesterday? The talk prior. Oh, he didn't get his shots up. They wasn't blaming anybody. They were kind of saying, yo, he's got to be more aggressive between calling for the ball and taking your shot. If in Minnesota, that would have bugged them. They'd have been like, damn, Cat's off. In New York, he answered that call. Last night, he answered that call. Between the pushing the Paul Reed and being aggressive on offense. Like, we know you're not going to give us 3 steals and 3 blocks with 11, 12 rebounds every game. We know that.
No.
But you just gave us heart. You showed us, oh shit, we did make a good decision. Now, you're not Julius Randle. You're not the one that's going to – you can't – like Julius, you're not going to push Julius around. Every now and then you're going to push Cat around, but he's going to let you know, I'm here. And he showed the heart. If you could do this shit in New York, he's on the right path already, as he's been all year for us.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about this game, it showed me that Cat is willing to get to the line. That's the main question that he had in Minnesota. Why aren't you getting yourself to the line? You are big. We could do the switch. We could get you the mismatch. We can put you in a position to get yourself to the line. Cat is a career 80% free throw shooter. Why aren't you trying to get to the line?
And I think that has a lot to do with the game. You know, shooting the threes. It's become like a 3-point shooting league instead of cutting it to the basket. And I was just saying it prior, like when you see, and not just him. Not just Cat, all of them, even McCall. Like y'all got the moves and the capabilities of driving to the cup, which they've been doing throughout the playoffs. But for some reason, they always find themselves shooting themselves out of games sometimes. Like game 2. They're
settling for shots instead of trying to create. Yeah.
Right. And you know, I noticed every time they got one of their main guys in foul trouble, they don't attack him. They don't attack that guy. And it's driving me crazy because I'm like,
it's only
I was just about to say
Thompson's the only one we go to foul. Like Brunson works on Thompson.
Oh, everybody. No, forget it.
Problem guarding me. Watch this. Right. That's why he reminds them every time.
Yeah. Yo. So the thing that I love about Cat, especially in this series, especially game 3, it was the fact that he mixed up. You know what? That was my call to action the last 2 Knicks issues we did on a recap. So it was a call to action to Cat to mix up the offense, not just be primarily shooting 3-pointers and driving from the perimeter. Get in the post and get to work. You feel me? And
he
again,
can get that turnaround fadeaway, that baseline fadeaway that he hit.
yo, he was punishing the fact that Tobias Harris was guarding him, and I was like, "There's no way that this should be a viable option for you, like for them."
I don't think it's just that. I think it's also him getting more involved in pick and pops and pick and roll situations. Him being more willing to come up instead of letting OG or Mikal be the first person that comes up to set the pick, because now you're setting a precedent that you're trying to get the little guy on you. When you seen him trying to get K got into foul trouble early in this game because they kept trying to switch.
Right.
But
K can't guard Cat.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying, but another pivotal part of the game is he was making Tobias Harris absolutely work on the defense.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that's who.
Like
he was
putting Tobias Harris in a post. He's like, all right, y'all gonna put this little guy on me, Paul. I'm giving him work. Turn around, post up. We going then passing out of the post. Like that's what I want to see from Cat. Not only the 3-point shooting, not only the drive to the basket, but also putting it back to the basket and punishing when they try to put a little guy on you. You know what I mean? And to me, that was the biggest difference. And I also think that took Tobias Harris off his game offensively. Because now you banging bodies with Cat. Now you talking about I gotta go score? I gotta go score.
5 points, 2 for 9 shooting, 1 for 3 from 3.
Tobias Harris over me.
The only thing that he had going for him was, despite his 5 fouls, he was still plus. He was still plus 10.
Yeah. But the thing is, the 2 games before that, Tobias Harris was killing us, and mostly because he didn't have to really play defense. Cat was letting him off the hook. You know what I mean?
He was leaving them open for all the 17.
And it's crazy because in game 2, he was attacking in the first quarter, and then after that, he stopped attacking them, bro.
And Tobias Harris was having a bad game in the first half, and then the second half he started going crazy in the game 2.
Oh, and you know what they call it at home, right? When Dennis Schroeder does that shit on a pick and roll where he drops into the picker and our players, you know they're calling that at home. They ain't been calling that ever since we got to Detroit. They don't call, and he also had his best game of his career last game. He ain't having no more of those.
Now, listen, me and Lou was just talking about that on his pod, Flagrant 2 with Lou. Shout out to the bro. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about that on his pod, that Dennis Schroeder, he's one of the people I actually do fear on that Detroit team because he has so much experience, not just in the NBA, not just playoffs. You got overseas basketball. He was in, like, when he left the NBA, he was over there for a minute. When he dumbed out and dropped the bag, he went overseas and played for a minute, and then he was killing over there. Then you talk about, Olympic play. He's the guy over there.
Nah, he's nice. I mean? He's nice.
So he's not easily shaken. You know what I mean? So he's one of the people that I'm like, all right, we gotta
put a body on him.
Yeah, he's the vet, not Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris,
especially from behind the arc, bro. He don't miss.
Yeah, you leave him open, it's not down.
We have been leaving him open. We have
wide open, really, bro. Wide open.
He moves great without the basketball, too. You know what I mean? It's not just...
He does. Because he's a combo guard, so he knows how to move off the ball and with the ball. And am I the only one that think Mitch should get more minutes? It's playoffs.
No, you're not the only one.
I think more minutes are gonna come for Mitch, but Mitch is still trying to work himself into into his conditioning. I don't think he's all the way conditioned yet.
I think he did. I'm watching him play. I think he did.
I mean, you got to remember he missed like 50. He missed like 50 plus. He missed like
that's what I'm trying to say.
More than half of the season.
And
he missed almost a whole calendar year when you think.
You're asking somebody who
for what 2 weeks. then went out again.
Yeah.
Last
You're
year,
asking
he
somebody who's
basically
been
was
out
the whole calendar
since
year.
last season. He was out
Mitch
last
is
season.
ready, and I think he's not saying it, but he's kind of body language when he gets subbed. You can see Mitch's body language, like, damn, man, I just got out there.
I think he's disappointed that he's being pulled at that
and
moment. I think when he gets
Stewart,
pulled,
we don't
he
need
looks
to play him
gassed.
with Cat. So I think that actually saves us for the next round.
Yeah.
But that's also a thing too, because we're going to need Mitch going up against the Cavs. I'm not really too much worried about the Celtics, because seeing the Celtics in the second round, they don't have the bigs that the Cavs have. The Cavs have bigs where not only can they stretch the floor, but they can shrink it real quick and they can out rebound you in a second. So I think when we go against the Cavs, Mitch is gonna start.
We getting too fast. Nah,
I'm getting too far ahead. I know. I'm sorry.
We ain't never been scared.
I'm counting my eggs before the Easter. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not about to spaz. We could definitely get to there and talk about the future. I don't have no problem with that. I'm just saying we just a little bit too far in the conversation right now, because there's still things that, you know, in this series. I mean, in especially the last game that we need to cover, and one of them being OG's defense on Cade in game 3. Oh God, talk about
4 for 14 or 2 for 14.
Well. Throughout the whole series, though. Throughout the whole series, bro.
They won't let him out.
Throughout the whole season.
But
There's no reason that OG should have had any defensive teams whatsoever. There's no reason.
At all. I don't understand.
There's no
why
reason.
Not.
OG is one of the premier defensive players in this league, and adding Mikal made us go over the top because both of them can guard.
Yo, I seen a stat today because I don't know, my eyes was playing tricks on me why I didn't see this happening. And they put a stat of Mikal's defense on Cade, and I think Mikal got – no, it was just Mikal. I think Mikal, like when Mikal's the primary defender on –
They were switching off on him. You noticed that?
Yeah,
they were switching off on him.
Hold on. Wait. I was trying to say something. Mikal, I think the number was like, he's like 10 for like 30 something or some wild shit.
That's OG. That's OG.
No.
Mikal has been had a quiet.
I'm looking at the stat right now. I got it right in front of me. OG,
no.
10 for 32.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm not saying you're wrong, Kev. I'm saying that Mikal has a similar stat line. I've seen it today.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, wait, you talking about last game? Last game, Mikal was 7
for the series. I'm talking about for the series.
For the series, yeah.
Yeah.
No. For the series, both of them have been working in tandem. I think that's why I always said that outside of Tatum and Brown, this is the best duo. Whereas Tatum and Brown are the best duo offensively, Mikal and OG are the best defensive duo in the league, bar none.
I agree with that, 100%. Yo, and the crazy part is, you know what? Because Lou, I don't know if you be watching, but we do a lot of shitting on other Knicks fans here. Yeah, I mean, the negative Nancy's. Yeah. Yeah. And the negative Nancy's will have you believe that, Mikal ain't playing no defense. And I'm like, what your eyes is watching? Because every time I see Mikal,
worst trade in NBA history, all that other stupid shit.
He's making amazing plays. He's making game-saving defensive plays.
Blocks. How many times?
Do you know how many times that they put Mikal on the motion man in late game situations to defend the person that's supposed to inbound the ball? There's nobody better because when you look at Mikal and you look at OG, Mikal is lengthier, and I've seen him. Just this past game, he had 4 deflections. Now, I get that deflections is not it's more of a football stat than a basketball stat.
It's not
but
a sexy basketball stat. I get what you're saying. It's not sexy.
It's more of a it will be it's what they call a sexy football stat, but it's not a God. I hate that shit. God damn it.
They should do that.
Yeah, bro. My fault. It's AI. It does what it wants.
He got technology over there. He got technology over
All
Like
right,
I
you
was
got
saying,
technology. When's the next time the Mets win the World Series? Seriously, I'm not buying
if I knew it, I would tell
I
you
can't
in
even tell
private.
you
We
that.
all could get money, bro. I would let you know.
I couldn't even tell you that. But anyway, yeah, back to the Knicks.
But yeah, but it's not a sexy stat. But if you look at the last game, he had 5 deflections. Now, I get that out of those deflections, it didn't amount to steals, but you like to see that kind of stat because of the fact that it shows that he's active. He has active hands. That's the first thing that you want in a defender, active hands. And then secondly, you want active reaction. Which is it sounds the same, but it's 2 totally different things. So the active reaction is how you would react to a defensive play, whereas the active hands is you actually reacting to it. Mikal leads the league in that, whereas OG comes behind him and he's more physical. He's more of a physical presence. He's more almost imposing his will. If you looked at that fourth quarter, Cade Cunningham wanted no parts of OG. Not one. He wanted no parts. Whereas when he went against Mikal, every time he tried to pass to somebody else, Mikal kept deflecting it and Cade just get the ball back.
So look,
and deflections mess up the offense. They got to now account for that and switch it up. Now we're going around. We got length. If Cat can stop swiping for steals and use his hands, he can get more steals. I think we played exceptionally great. The only thing is the bench production hasn't been consistent since game 1, but I'm all right with that because that home
Paulie, we definitely about to get there in a second. Yo, Kev,
play Mitch more, goddammit.
Before the series start, right? Do you remember when we was talking about how we need to play defense on Cade? And I was like, yeah, we need to mix it up because Mikal and OG. Yo, Lou, you explained it the way I couldn't explain it. Like this is you said exactly what I meant. Like, yo, we need to switch it up because we need to give him different looks because they have 2 different approaches to defense. You know what I mean? And we can't give him the same look all game. And,
I agree.
And the last thing I'm gonna land the plane, Kev. My fault. I know, my bad. And this is why when the people were shitting on Coach Tommy T, I'll be like, y'all tripping. Because if you look at how we defend Cade, it's definitely strategically a mixture of OG and Mikal.
Yeah,
it is not like
finesse. It's physicality and finesse. Yes,
it is. But what happens is Mikal
Kev
ends up guarding him
Lou.
more
Kev
in the
wanted
fourth.
to say something. Hold on, my fault.
I was just gonna add into the numbers that we was talking about earlier, and with Mikal Bridges guarding Cade, he's 5 of 13, shooting 38% from the field in 3 games.
And OG,
and OG was 10 of 32. He's actually played solid defense on everybody except Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is 3 or 4 off of him, but Malik Beasley, off of Mikal. Malik Beasley is 2 of 8, 25% from the field. Cade is 5 of 13, 38% from the field, and Azir Thompson is 1 of 6, 16% from the field. As a matter of fact, Malik Beasley is 1 of 6 from the 3-point line on Mikal Bridges.
Malik Beasley's career highlight is Larsa Pippen. We need to stop even bringing him up. His career highlight is Larsa.
Nah. I'm just saying though, because there have been times where Fraz has brought it up and put an eye on him, and he kind of killed us in the regular season. But listen.
And about Mikal,
I won't put any stock into Dennis Schroeder.
Trade for Mikal to be an all-star.
No,
I'm not going to put any.
No.
God damn it.
Go ahead, Luke.
I'm not gonna put any stock into Dennis Schroeder being 3 or 4 against Mikal, only because Dennis Schroeder me and T-Tom was talking about it on my podcast, the Flagrant 2 with X and Lou every Friday. Shameless plug.
Sure.
But we were talking about it on my podcast. Dennis Schroeder is the only person out of everybody on the Pistons that you should worry about because of his experience. He has championship pedigree. He's played overseas. He's from overseas. He's an Olympic. He's I want to say gold medalist. I don't think Germany. I think Germany the highest is bronze.
Not in the FIBA joint. He is.
Well, FIBA, he did win it. Yes, he did win a medal in FIBA, but they consider that like a world Cup or something.
But it was
like
gold though, for sure. They beat us.
Yes. So Dennis Schroeder, he's smart, he's savvy, he's going to get those numbers against anybody. I think if you look at his numbers against OG too, when OG had to switch on to him, he's probably shooting over 50% as well. Dennis Schroeder is very, Schroeder, he's shrewd. He's clever. He knows how to get his shot off. And he's savvy. He's a vet. He's gonna get his off. I'm not concerned with him. I'm more concerned with the role players that need to be the ones that are stepping up, that Mikal is actually stopping. The Malik Beasleys, the Tobias Harrises, the Amen Thomas, or Azir. I'm sorry, Amen is in Houston.
Tim Hardaway's been cooking Mikal the first half.
Hardaway hasn't been cooking anybody.
Not really. I'm looking at the stats. He's not.
Hardaway has been cooking himself. Hardaway hasn't been doing anything. He's non-existent.
So check it, right? I want to get into more of the petty part of the series. You know what I mean? This is what I came here tonight for. I said, you know what? We're going to do a show because it's time for Petty Boots Tea Time to show up and do what he do. Because, oh boy, after game 2, I was on, and I normally don't do it. I usually stay offline. I stay off of the Twitter, what we call X now. I hate the name X. I like Twitter, but whatever. I usually stay off of it, of that. But I was there, and Piston fans was going absolutely ape shit. They was going ape shit. They was talking the most. No, before we get there, before we get to the fans, there is a player that I want to talk about. There is a player that was talking a lot of shit before the series, a lot of vibrato. He was in the Garden in the regular season doing that whack ass shimmy. Hey yo, first of all, you on the basketball court shaking your meat in front of a whole bunch of men is crazy. You know what I mean? But anyway, he was pause. Yeah, facts. Post police is in the building for sure. You know what I
mean? I'm undercover right
now. so
I'm on my Elliot Stabler shit.
But he was talking the most shit. And then now, game 1, he had a great game. But the last 2 games, he was missing in action. And every time he take a shot, I feel like I see his heartbeat through his chest. You know what I mean? And I was saying this on the Fragrant 2 with Lou, where you said every Friday at what time?
Oh, it's different times. I usually post it. I post it though. But it's every Friday. Every Friday
for sure. Yeah,
and I would love to have y'all on, Uncle Paulie, Kev. Whenever y'all want to pop through, man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But yeah, and it's not just him. You know what I mean? Heartbeat sounded like Sasquatch feet thundering, shaking the concrete. I know fake vibrato when I see it. I was just telling Lou this. I know fake vibrato when I see it. I'm from Brooklyn. Grew up here. I know when guys are just what they call in Chicago woofing. You know what I mean? I know woofing. It. Yeah. And Malik Beasley is one of them. He's one of those guys. You don't mean none of that shit you talking. You just talking shit because you talking shit. And I feel the same way about every game. 3 was a telltale sign. All that pushing and shoving and that is nervous energy, son. Nervous energy because we came out and punched y'all in the mouth and y'all was like, we were not expecting this shit. Who is these guys? These not the same guys who was playing in New York. You know what I
That
mean?
punch in the mouth dropped them, and now they kicking and squirming at us. Yo, what are you
And
doing?
then
What are you? Wait, you was just
and,
talking crazy. Hold on,
and
get up,
then
man.
Beasley had another shit fest of a game. What he
All
shot?
he had was a dunk. That's all he had
What he
is that
shot?
dunk on
4
OG.
for 14, 2 for 10 from 3-point range. Mister, I'm not worried about Cat. And
Mr.
If I
Cat,
was
Shimmy.
Cat, every
Mr.
time I hit the
Shimmy.
shot, I'd look at him. You worried yet? You worried yet? Every
oh,
time. You worried yet?
another petty part that I gotta talk about. Mr. Dennis Schroeder trying to how that worked out for you? How that worked out for you? Y'all had a really good game. He gave y'all 20.
Especially in the fourth quarter. He turned up in the
Yeah.
fourth.
Petty boots. Petty boots. Oh yeah. Thank you, Luke.
Oh, you just seen it?
Sing right in my ear for sure. Pause. Hey, yo,
Yeah, I had an order. I got the blue. I got the blue.
yeah, I got you. You give me a couple
Appreciate
days. That'll be right out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Oh
but
shit, that's crazy.
yeah, I heard listen, cha-ching. I heard the cash register for sure.
I gotta, yo,
Oh
bro. You know I
shit.
support, bro.
Yeah,
I support my
yeah,
brothers.
but what you would call it? Yeah, all that shit you was talking, and you shit in the bed. Last two games, shit in the bed. Refs had to help y'all game 2 for sure. Yeah, I mean refs put y'all on the back
Tried in game 3 too.
at the end for
That
sure.
was the longest
And
point
and my
five ever.
Wow. But that's I think yo, listen, man. We could go on because in game 2 the free throw percentage, the free throws were like crazy divided, bro. It was
Wait, can we
lopsided,
talk
bro.
about the fans leaving the game before it was over? Those some
Uh-oh.
ungrateful motherfuckers over there.
Probably stealing my thunder. Me and Uncle Paulie be 2 in sync. He be saying the shit that I'm going to say right before I'm about to say it. But yeah, for sure, we was talking about that on the flagrant 2 too. Like, yo, bro, yo, Kev, you was in tuned on X, right?
Yeah.
You saw how they was talking about. Oh, y'all gotta come to the Little Caesars Arena, the Pizza Building. Yeah, I gotta go. Y'all gotta come here.
All that to keep us out. We even stayed in the seats until the game was over, at least.
Malik Beasley talking about, oh yeah, home court advantage.
Can I?
He actually said that he said that stadium was better than ours.
But it's not. It's not. The Garden is historic. It's literally the mecca of basketball. But let me I just want to interject about game 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game 2, this is I get the free throw and the foul calling disparity. Cool. I'm okay with that. I'm upset about Campaign only having 4 minutes in game 2. Campaign was a bright spot in game 1. He was the ignition and the tools that we needed for in the fourth quarter of game 1 in order to take over that game. Because remember, we was losing in game 4 going into the fourth quarter, and we had the rally. Who started that rally? Campaign. Why did Campaign go from 17 minutes in the first game to only 4 minutes in the second game? Campaign deserves more minutes in the game than Miles Bridges, or what's his name?
Deuce McBride.
Deuce McBride. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of but Deuce, I like Deuce. I like Deuce a lot. But Deuce is not somebody I want in the third or the fourth quarter. I don't want him in the second half. Put him in the first half. Let him try to spark something. Let him try to get something going. In the second half, I need Campaign.
Wait a minute.
I need him to spell the minutes that Jalen Brunson is out, because Campaign brings an aggressive force that we don't get with Miles Bridges. With Deuce McBride. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying
Hold on, y'all.
Boston took a L.
What we talking
they
about?
Did? What did I say? What did I say, bro? What did I fucking say?
We're just talking about this
on my podcast. I said it. But
that's kind of crazy. Yeah, my fault. That's kind of crazy. I was not expecting it.
I said it, bro. I said it.
I think a big reason why Cam had to take a seat was the foul trouble. I think he had like 3 fouls in like 4 minutes.
I don't care. I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
You know why I don't care? Because he's coming off the bench, bro. I don't care if he fouls out. I need him to come in. 4 minutes is not enough. If you're telling me he got 3 fouls in 4 minutes, cool. Take him out. Let him cool off.
But
Let him
then
get
after
together.
that, we ain't see him again. We ain't see him again after that.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You gotta-
Fourth quarter comes. Deuce McBride should not be in the game in the fourth quarter. I don't care. Any minutes in the fourth quarter, I do not want to see Deuce.
But it's not
Give me
just Cam though. It's not just Cam though. Like we don't even like what happened to Precious? Why doesn't he even get minutes?
Yeah. So
That's a good
and
question.
this is another
I don't
question too. I like Landry Shamet. I don't think this is a series for Landry Shamet. I think this.
Exactly.
I think the series
Shemet
is.
is more of a he's more of a 3-pointer. He doesn't offer defense.
I think this the series. No, that's not necessarily true. Yeah, I mean, I think Landry. This series is a little bit too physical for Landry. You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, all right.
I like the Lon Wright need to get up and get him off the bench. Yeah, I mean, this is more of a series for him. He's more fit for what this kind of series is. Like, yeah, I mean, like, get him off the bench, get him some PT. Landry Shamet, I like him better in the Boston series. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like him better in the Boston series versus playing this series. Little segue, little brief. If you're in the building, make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribe, sharing is always caring, all that good shit. You feel me? Go ahead, Lou.
See, Mike agrees with me. Michael Brown, he agrees with me. Look at that. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. He just said Precious. But no, I think that I get that going into the playoffs, you shrink down your rosters. It's more of it goes from maybe a 9-10 man rotation down to more of a 7-8 man rotation. But when it comes down to that, you look at game 2. I'm looking at game 2 numbers. Landry Shamet had 5 minutes. He didn't even have one stat, and he was the one stat he did have was a turnover, and he was -2 on a plus minus, right? Then you got campaign.
He was getting cooked for sure.
He was exactly. But that's what I'm trying to say. Whereas Shamet offers you more offense than he offers you defense. Shamet he lives off of the lanes. Right, so if he gets a steal, it's because he's savvy enough to play the lanes. He's not somebody that's going to play you head up. He's not somebody that's going to go body to body. He's not somebody that you want out there in a switch situation. I like Shamet more in the offensive oriented, like you were saying with Boston.
He's no DiVincenzo.
You have to match offense with offense. Boston is going to give you. They're going to shoot. I think Boston's numbers, as far as the past 2 years, they've outshot their opponents. Yeah. So when it comes to that series, yeah, Shamet will be good. Campaign is good for this series because Campaign offers you 2 things. He offers you tenacity on the defensive end. Even if he's not being able to stop them, he's physically imposing his will at the point guard position. 2, he also offers you veteran presence. Out of everybody on the Knicks roster, Campaign is the most decorated vet that we have. There's nobody else. Campaign has been to the finals. He went to the finals with Phoenix. He's been to 2 Western Conference Finals with Phoenix, next to Devin Booker. He is the most decorated veteran that we have. So in the fourth quarter, this is who you need to spell the minutes for Jalen Brunson. When you have to sit your star player for extended minutes to get him the rest to carry you to Mr. Clutch minutes time, you need somebody who's going to be smart, savvy enough, and also have a veteran presence to lock everybody else in around you. That's Campaign. I don't like Deuce in the fourth. I don't.
So this is why Deuce get the minutes. Deuce is better defensively.
He might be better defensively, but he's not offering you anything else. He hasn't been able to score. He hasn't been able to give you minutes off the bench.
He said, "You know who our coach is."
Yep.
I get you. I get what you're saying.
And Deuce be hitting. Deuce hit a clutch shot yesterday in that game towards the end of the game. So he might not. He hasn't found the rhythm. Or hasn't played well in this series. But when you need a defensive stop, he'll give you that. Or a clutch 3-point shot, he'll give you that.
So and we was talking also earlier about experience. Like Deuce has playoff experience, but he has never been in a series this physical. You know what I mean? Like
Cam has.
Yeah, no, I get it. So I'm saying like I think it just taking a little while for Deuce to get acclimated with having to go from pushing around on defense to be like, yeah, now I have to go hit this 3-point shot. You feel me? Like
even still, Cam didn't. I mean, Deuce didn't even play. Deuce played 5 minutes in game 2.
Yeah, the whole bench
Deuce
didn't
played
play
5
no
minutes,
minutes.
and Cam played 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
You look at the starting roster. Everybody was in double figures in game 2. Everybody was in double figures in the starting lineup. But when you look at the bench, there's no production off the bench other than I think Mitch with 2 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, game 2 was nasty work. If you even look at game
that's what
3,
I'm trying to say.
Hold on.
It's also on Tibbs too. Tibbs has to give these guys the trust to spell the minutes for the big guys, for Brunson to be able to take over the load in the fourth quarter. It's not fair for Brunson to go into the fourth quarter and be tired. So he has to close the game.
So look, here's the thing, right? I kind of understand where Tibbs is coming from. I put you out early in the game, and I'm looking at what you're doing. You're not giving me no production. You're not helping increase the lead or cut into a deficit. You're going on the bench. Campaign 9 minutes.
Well, game 2 was really close. I think that Tibbs just wanted to keep it close by keeping his starters out there.
Yeah, hold on. I'm talking about game 3. we talking about game 3 in a game where we had multiple double-digit leads. Campaign 9 minutes. Deuce McBride 9 minutes. Landry Shamet 4 minutes. Mitch 16 minutes. You know what I mean? If watching that game, which I rewatched today, the minutes that the bench came in was not good minutes. I'm not gonna hold you.
Nah, that's good minutes.
That's good minutes. Nah, they were not good minutes. They were getting cooked.
Deuce was a +8, which means that he was doing his thing on the defensive end. And Cam was -8, which means that although he probably gave up a total of 8 possessions, or now I want to say 8 possessions, but it was like 4 possessions, but it might have been 8 points total. He still gave you 4 points, 2 for 4 shooting, and in those 9 minutes. He gave you the most points off of the bench. The bench production, there's no reason why on that bench, what is it? 2, 3, 4. So that's a total of 9 points off of the bench. There's no reason why your bench is giving you 9 points at any given juncture, because this is not going to work going forward.
No,
it's not. This is not sustainable.
I agree with that, right? But I also think ain't no team left in the East is going to propose this same kind of physical threat as the Pistons.
I don't agree. Cleveland.
Physicality? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
You're thinking about their backcourt. You're thinking about Donovan Mitchell. You're thinking about Garland. No, think about their front court. Think about their front court. 3 to 4. I mean,
that's what carries them, though.
Think about their backcourt.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's what carries them, the backcourt. Without the backcourt, they're just a bunch of.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Hold on.
Cleveland poses the biggest threat to any team left in the playoffs.
I said
just off of their backcourt alone.
Yeah, you gotta hear me out, because I said, first of all, I was talking about Pistons and their threat to the Knicks physicality wise. You said,
and I think that the Cavs match anybody's physicality just off their backcourt alone.
I heard you. Their front court is soft as baby shit. And I'm gonna tell you, because when we bumped them from the playoffs, when we had Mitch healthy and we had Julius Randle, Mobley,
walk their ass.
Mobley,
this is a different team, bro.
Oh no,
different team.
First of all, no, it's not. Yo, Lou, we were just talking
They're
about
not the babies that they were when we faced them with Julius. They're not, bro.
Lou,
I've watched them. I've watched every single game. I got NBA TV. I watch every game. It's literally my job on my platform, because we don't talk. I'm a Knicks fan, but we talk about all 30 teams in the NBA. We talk about every single team.
Hear me out,
I have to watch every game.
Hold
The
on,
Cavs,
Lou.
I've watched all season long, and when I tell you that their front court is serious, I mean
Yo,
it, bro.
Lou, hear me out. I watch a ridiculous amount of
already?
basketball just because I like the sport. We talk about Knicks or here, but I watch basketball because I like the sport. You know what I mean?
So if you
And
watch the Cavs, you can't front on their front court, bro. You can't.
I'm telling you from what I've seen. If there's a physically imposing front court that the Cavs is going against, Mobley and Allen shrinks in those games.
Okay,
Donovan
name those
Mitchell,
teams.
hold on.
Wait, hold on.
Donovan,
Name those teams. Name the teams.
First of all,
There's not a lot of teams in the league with a better front court than the Cavs. There's not.
I'm about to. Yeah, you're muted. Yeah, for sure. Don't cut off my statement with a question. I wasn't done saying what I was saying. Don't do that. You got muted because of it. Don't do that. I hate that shit. I wasn't done. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna unmute you, but relax. But relax. So, like I was saying, I watch games where Mobley don't perform the same way. Mobley don't perform the same way because there's another physically imposing power forward in front of him. And I watch Jared Allen disappear in multiple games this season for sure, right? But it'd be the backcourt that has to carry him. You know what I mean? It'd be Donovan Mitchell and Mobley. Garland has to carry them. Can I offhand name these games? Hell no. I drink and from time to time. I'm not gonna remember these games. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look at the little one. Yo, Lou. I drink a lot and from time to time. I'm not gonna remember these games offhand. I don't care that much about those games to remember them. But I know I remember watching Mobley. It hasn't been because there's not too many teams that have a physically dominant center and power forward combination in today's NBA for sure. There's not too many of those. Yeah, I mean,
it's damn near two centers that are damn near power forwards.
But I'm saying it doesn't happen often. But when you do have a team that has that kind of combination, I'm saying that's not. Mobley is too light in the ass to be physically imposing. He's too light ass.
To whom?
And in the 7-game series.
Well, in a 7-game series with the Knicks, I would say Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns.
Right, and that would
Karl-Anthony Towns will be able to take on Evan Mobley, and Mitchell Robinson will be able to take on Jared Allen.
Yeah, Jared. But that would have to force Mitch to start, which will put Hart on the bench,
which is good.
Papa,
which is good.
And I think that that's where it's trending to. And I know that you don't want to get too far ahead because that will be Eastern Conference Finals talk. Yeah. I know that you want to get too far ahead. What I'm saying is right now, and I said that in my last in my pod, I told you that this was the series that I wanted to go into the playoffs with against the Pistons because the Pistons give us the biggest threat physicality wise to go up and match up against Boston and Cleveland. Going forward, this is what we're going to have to do. But there's not going to be a focal point that needs to be focused more than the bench.
Yeah, for sure. But before we get there, I just want to say Jared Allen is Mitchell Robinson's son. You see how you holding your boy right there? See that?
That's it.
That's what Mitchell Robinson does to Jared Allen.
But Mitch is the baby holding a grown-ass man because Mitch is way younger.
Yeah, for sure.
Holding a grown man.
Like this. Time for you to burp.
You saw him and Cat walking after the scuffle. Mitch was like, "Shit, I wasn't phased. Nigga, you crazy?"
Yeah, Mitch was like,
but Cat ain't never been in that position before. Cat was a little awkward. He's like, "Man, like yo, Cat, chill."
Yo, and you know what? You did it. I think Isaiah Stewart being hurt kind of worked to our detriment. Paul Reed is actually a better fit for the Knicks than Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah,
Paul Reed's activity is better Isaiah Stewart don't got a motor like Paul Reed. Paul Reed might be smaller, but his motor is fucking constant. Like,
and Paul Reed better around the basket offensively.
Yeah, fact.
Way better.
So that kind of worked out to our detriment. I was like, this nigga Paul Reed is getting on my nerve.
I like Paul Reed. I do. I like Paul Reed a lot.
Fuck Paul Reed.
I think Stewart will be back next game, right?
Please.
I think
Please.
so.
Need him.
Yeah, get Angry Man back.
Wait, hold on, Cap. You say you hope so?
I said I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
Get Angry Man back.
Listen, I'm always of the mind frame. I want to beat you at your full strength. So
I don't want that excuse.
I do hope that he's back.
Stewart ain't play like he's gonna give y'all 30 or something. What do you mean?
No. Stewart just brings a physicality. He's their enforcer.
Yeah,
So he just brings a different type of physicality. I want him on the court because I want to see how we match up against that type of physicality. We're not going to see his type of physicality moving forward. That's why I said I wanted this matchup going forward. I needed the Knicks to go against the Pistons to understand. I need to see the Knicks identity going forward. That's why I wanted the Pistons.
We done with him. He gonna be like beef broth. He ain't even beef stew no more.
I'm cool with that. I want to see it.
Yo, that name is nasty, bro. I hate his name, bro. For sure. Beef stew. Hey yo. I'm not hey yo. Hey yo. But you know, before when we traded for Cat, I gotta say this. I think I said it before earlier in the season, but when we traded for Cat, Kev, they love drag racing where you live, dog.
you got a NASCAR stadium outside?
Nah, but yo, man.
Yeah. Kev outside right now.
The Rican in him love it.
Well, yo,
I do.
My biggest concerns was toughness for Cat. I complained about that. I think we all have on this panel. But watching him in this series, especially game 3, I was like, I'm sorry, Cat. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. He's doing so good. When we win this series, I know we already dropped the Cat Bodega tee, right? Already dropped the Cat Bodega tee. I don't know if y'all seen the image, the cat dog image, but it was I might super limited drop, probably like 3 shirts. You know what I mean? Probably like 3 shirts. The cat dog image. That image is fire. If we win, and if Cat keep playing like that, that's gonna be the next one. It's gonna be like 3 shirts. That's it. But yeah, Cat. Shout out to Cat. But yeah, man. Where we at? Oh, it's almost time for us to go for sure. Unless y'all got something else y'all want to talk about.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
I would like to talk about people calling Jalen Brunson selfish.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh, you hold on. Let me can I you know, I'm trying to think of a non-pause worthy way of saying this. I'm trying to look out find a non-pause worthy way of saying this. Can I, set you up? You know what I mean? Let me, because I know the work Kev that put into this.
Hold on, let me look for that paper. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah. Kev put a lot of.
He got Exhibit A on him. Yeah, it's serious.
First of all,
sit up
bro,
for this one.
He watched the game and documented what he about to propose to y'all. Like, this is not like he Googled. No, this is actually him watching the game, because this is a stat that you can't find. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that he researched himself. So this needs the just due and the proper introduction, because you know how long it takes to watch a game and document.
This sound like it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, because people have been calling JB selfish. They say he wasn't passing the ball enough. But when fact of the matter, if you listen to Kev talk, and he kind of told me, kind of speaks the opposite. And I go as far to say,
Yeah.
as a captain and a leader of the team, if things is going one way, it's your job to step up and fill roles that's not being filled. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like in game 2, it was one of those situations where he had to step up because guys wasn't fulfilling their end of the bargain. You know what I mean? I'm running out of words. I don't know where Kev's at. I'm talking to
a perfect thing that the team's not mad. What did Cat say? He's still bigging up Cap, even on his big game. He's still so we ain't tripping on none of that. That's more that clickbait shit. They trying to stir shit up. It ain't happening with us.
And I'm happy. I'm happy at game 3 they did their interview together, and you see how in sync they were, even with their answers. I was like,
what people are not talking about much is how Cat is taking the backseat to being a number 2 gracefully. The numbers he put up to somebody who came into somebody else's team as an already established superstar for 10 years. That's big.
But that's the one thing that I wasn't worried about with Cat coming in because we seen it with him and him.
Yeah, he's humble.
Yeah, I mean, we seen it. Oh, there we go, Kev.
My bad, y'all.
Yo, so Kev, now you good.
Right.
Kev, do what you supposed to do, Kev.
All right, so hold on, wait until the races finish over here. The speed races over here.
You get the sirens for your rent, T. He get the race cars because he's Puerto Rican. He get the race cars for his rent. When you hear the ears, Kev about to go off.
But see, the thing is about the 7 assists. But look at all the missed shots off of Jalen Brunson's passes in the first quarter. In the first quarter, they missed 4, 1, 2, 3 3-point shots. And one joint, JB cut to the basket and tried to hit Josh. Josh moved and the ball went out of bounds. I don't know if y'all remember that play. So that was like 4 missed opportunities where Jalen Brunson would have had 6 assists in that first quarter. And I'm talking about game 2, right? Yeah. So that's that. In the third quarter, and I got all the minutes when it happened. The time it happened, right? In the first, McCall missed a 3-point shot in the first quarter, 9:55. That play that I was just talking about was in the first quarter, 8 minutes and 16 seconds. OG missed a 3-point shot. First quarter, 5 minutes, 43 seconds. McCall missed a 3-point shot. First quarter, 4 minutes. 1 minute, 43 seconds, right?
And this is all over JB passes.
But these are all over JB passes, right? So in the second quarter, they made the shot. So he had 2 assists, right? In the third quarter, he missed OG missed a mid-range. 8 minutes, 46 seconds, and then in the fourth quarter is when they missed all the shots, bro. They missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots, all 3-pointers. So when I hear people coming out their face saying that he's not passing the ball and he's being greedy, I got it all written down on paper, bro.
So how many? If those shots was made, how many assists that would have been?
That would have been 16. That would have been 16 assists, bro.
That's crazy.
And let's say they make at least 5 or 6 of them shots.
Yeah.
We it's a whole different ball game. Yeah. We up 3-0.
So, and this also constitutes why JB had to increase his shot output because guys was missing. I mean, that's part of being the best player on the team. Oh, y'all ain't got it tonight. It's my job. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got it tonight. It's my job. I'm the best player. Yeah, I mean, but it goes along with being a player on the New York Knicks, dog. Like, yeah, I mean, like damn if you do, if you damn if you don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
So that's just what happens when it comes to that. But but I also am happy that we have a star player or star players that's willing to be like, whatever, it's my fault. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I gotta be better. And then go out and not just say it and do the shit. Like, you feel
Right.
me? Like JB started off game 3 amazingly, drawing in the defense, using his gravity to get everybody in tune. And I think that needs to be a common theme moving forward in the playoffs. If you notice that they loading up against you and waiting for you to drive to the cup, use your gravity in a positive aspect. Yeah, I mean, like, and I think he did that great in what you would call it in game 3. So we about to move along.
He attacked way better when they pulled Duran or the big away from the paint,
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
That's
for
what it
sure,
was yesterday too.
for sure.
Hmm.
So we about to move along. At this
Wait,
point, we going.
he raised his hand. That's hilarious.
Oh no, no, yeah, no. He's fixing his camera. No, I yelled at him earlier because I thought he was raising his hand to talk. Yeah, I mean, fixing the camera. What you would call it? So we gonna start ending the show with this because we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the Giants after this for sure. Uh, Me and Kev's on two different. It's rare that me and Kev on two polar opposite sides. In this situation, polar opposite sides for sure. Uh, we're gonna talk about Game 4. Yeah, I mean, very briefly, what we expect to see Game 4. I started off Game 4. I expect to see exactly what we saw last game, just more crisp. I think there's going to be adjustments. I could definitely see what they did second half if as the Pistons, with how we were blitzing Cade Cunningham, they was dumping the ball to Duran in a high post and make it. I'll live with that. Fuck that. I don't think we need an adjustment for that.
No.
Just have somebody rotate to Duran, and I'll live with Duran trying to beat us. I promise you I will. You feel me? I promise you. We know that they're gonna make that pass and have the bigger guy on the help side contest. Make him have to make passes all night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I see Cats continue to be aggressive. I see JB continue to facilitate. I see Mikal doing what Mikal did, getting to his spot, shooting that mid-range
Mm-hmm.
jumper, and OG running downhill and getting to the three-point shot. We win that game next to 5.
And dunks. I don't know how
For
OG's
sure.
got to be like top 3 in the league with dunks because this thing.
For sure.
He's become my
um,
favorite Nick besides Jalen Brunson.
who's that? Who's that?
OG.
OG. Yeah, yeah, for
He's
sure,
worth
man.
every penny of that 212 top
You know the vibe.
maximum contract in Knicks history so far.
You know the vibe.
Yeah.
Guys, somebody talk to me
Um,
about game 4.
to
Yeah.
me, I would have to say, keep the pressure on Cade when it comes to OG and McCall, but definitely keep an eye on Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench. Um, he's a guy that's been killing us consistently all series long, especially from behind the arc. You don't want to, especially when and times when they need a bucket. That's their go-to guy, other than Cade or Timmy Hardaway.
Mhm.
Um, so definitely like put a body on him. You know what I mean? Um, and just keep playing aggressive. Stop turning the ball over. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's really frustrating at times. Like, stop dribbling so much. And I think that's the reason why they forced the turnovers. Other than that, I think we'll be able to win. Just play smart basketball. Play smart basketball, play good defense, get stops. As long as we get stops, we get buckets. We just gotta get stops. And when we
Uh-huh.
have a lead, when we have a lead, stop being so conservative. Stop
Mhm.
acting like if you up 10, stop acting like you up 30, bro. Just
Yeah,
keep your foot on the gas.
sure. Yeah, I agree with that shit.
Yeah.
Let's do Uncle Paulie. Lou, you can close us out on the topic. You know what I mean?
I'll say start off with the same energy we started off the last game with, as far as not complaining about calls. We definitely got to keep that going, or no call, should I say? And I would start off the same way we did Game 3, because I don't think those guys missed those 6 shots this game too. So if Jalen does the same thing, it's going to be a different outcome. But that's it. It's the same game plan. Jalen has to start off aggressive and then back off and get everybody involved. Cat, like you said, Cat, this is his series right here. He completely wins New York over with this if he has it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Lord.
So it's over when we come back home.
Game 3 is pivotal. We in Detroit. We at Little Caesars, home of the. I'm not even gonna say it because that's crazy. We was just talking about the shirts in my pod.
That's what we did. Yo, we gonna finish this. We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about that once you finish.
It's crazy.
For sure.
It was crazy. But listen, home game 4 is pivotal. We are in Detroit still. Game 4 is going to be very pivotal. I think that the X factor is going to come down to Mikal Bridges. I think that Jalen Brunson has been wildly consistent. Cat has been wildly consistent. It really comes down to. I know Kev talked about the turnovers. We won the turnover battle last game. We didn't win the turnover battle in game 2. 9 turnovers compared to 14 turnovers last game. Turnovers, I think we're top. I don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure anybody could fact check me. We are top 5 in second chance points. We are top 5 in points off of turnovers. But it comes down to it, defense, pure good defense leads to easy offense. That's Ben Tibbs' motto his entire career. That's why Derrick Rose was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. That's why wherever Tibbs went, his defenses was top 5 or 2 top 10. We need to lean into the defense, get easy points, and then lock in the fourth quarter. I don't like how we start playing basketball second half. That can't happen. We have to start. We have to finish the way that we can't finish the way that we start. We have to start the way that we finish. So how we finish, we're going to have to start. And that's what I want to see from the Knicks. I need to see from opening tip, pause. I need to see them. I need to see them start aggressively all the way into the fourth quarter. I don't want to see them finishing the game better than how they started the game. It just can't happen going forward, and they need to set the precedent starting game 4.
Yeah, I think this team handles, good, like being in a positive advantage poorly. they handle this shit horribly. Like even when we have the lead, they just be like, I don't know how to deal with success. Like what we do? I gotta make this shit a little challenging. You feel me? But let's get to the motherfucking shirts. Yo, homie.
The shirts. Hold up. I'm gonna pull it up.
CEO Brown was good.
Yo, what
up?
If I'm from Detroit and that's my job, I lose my job that day.
Oh man, that was crazy. I ain't saying it.
Nah, I say it because I can because
I ain't saying that shit.
Those are not my words. Those are not my words. That's those words. Some t-shirt said, "I love the D." Hey,
no, we love we.
We love the D. Yo, and the thing that me and Lou was talking about on his podcast is like, yo, anybody knows the way a business is structured, right? Like, there's a marketing team. There's a whole group of people that be like that. They be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna go with the shirts for on game 3, and we're gonna put all these shirts on chairs. There was mad people that had to approve that shirt. Mad people.
You ninjas had one job, bro.
Yo, wait. Add it real quick, bro. I'll pull it up.
What? Oh, where is it? Where is it? I don't know where I can. Yo, you asked me to do some technology shit. I don't know how to do, son. For sure. I don't know where do I go find it? I don't. You
gotta add it. Add it. It's like another tab. You gotta add it to the
What's the
I pulled up the shirt.
This is Mrs. Nick's job.
Is it media assets? I don't know. What are we looking at? What am
It's
I
at the bottom. It should be at the bottom where my screen is. It should be at the bottom.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't nothing there.
It's
homie.
not there.
Nah.
I think he's on his phone, so when he's
on
on
my
his
phone.
phone,
Oh, okay, all right.
you can't
So
see those things. Yeah, when you on your phone, when you on your phone,
I'll pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, when you on your phone, there's only like a certain amount of things that you could do. You can't do everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
See, I'm about to send you my gaming PC because I don't use it on my laptop, so that way you can actually do what you want to do.
Yeah, because I got a laptop, but that shit is so bootleg.
Nah,
yeah,
I'm gonna send you mine, bro. Bro.
Yeah. Let me know what the shipping is. I'll pay for the shipping for sure. I mean,
I got you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you my address when we get off. Pause.
I got you, bro.
But, yeah, nah, them shirts is wild. It says we love the D. They put that shit on 20,000 nigga, 20,000 seats of t-shirts. Yeah, that's crazy.
We love.
That's crazy.
Yo, the
That's
whole
city
of Detroit is on pause for the whole
and
summer,
then
bro.
and the thing that,
they put it on everybody's chair throughout the entire arena. And you know what's crazy? That's not even their playoff shirts. They printed that for game 3 at their. I'm gonna show you their actual playoff shirts.
And the crazy part is too is like, yo. Y'all remember how the Pistons fans was talking about the Knicks and the fan base, and these niggas is down 3 with like 10 seconds left and they leaving. The arena is empty.
You go on to
their
page. Back to work. This is their actual playoff shirt on the Nike website.
This is back to work.
Back to work. The shirts that they gave in the stadium, they didn't give them the Nike shirts that they got selling on Nike store, NBA store. They was like, hey, yo, what I said on my pod, yo, Greg, what should we do for game 3? You know what, Rome? I think we should do We Love the D because we love Detroit. You know what? That's a great idea. Print the shirts. Hey, Jan,
we do love the
put them on every single seat.
That's what had to happen. Literally, that's what had to happen. And everybody thought that was a good idea. That's nasty work. And I'm mad that the motherfuckers left early.
Yo,
Knicks fans don't do
imagine
that.
having Big Sean or Eminem having to come out doing a halftime show and having them
Big
say
Sean was
we
there.
love the D.
Big
That is
Sean was
insane
there.
to me, bro.
Yeah, but you know what's even
He was
worse?
at the game.
I saw a video. They have a cam put the shirt on.
Nah.
And they were making people put the shirt on camera. We love the D, for sure.
Eminem wasn't at that game, bro. I promise you.
There was grown ass men putting on a shirt because the camera was on them. This is We Love the D.
That's crazy, bro. I'm not putting on that shirt, bro.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of a New York
shirt. I'm not even sitting on that chair. Like, hey, yo,
bro. That's the equivalent of us being New Yorkers. That's the equivalent of being caught in the city, getting a dirty water dog.
He said, yo, I'm not even sitting on that chair.
Yo.
Maybe
Everybody
would have never let that slide. Like, yo, if we leave these in the seats to MSC, nobody's gonna come. We gotta take these off. The nigga's supposed to be sleeping. He taking all the shirts. That'd never.
You gonna hear a unison like if they do like even if they put this We Love the D, right? And then they do the camera, put the shirt on, and somebody put on a shirt. you gonna hear the whole crowd. Hey,
Yo,
Mhm.
word.
Nah, but yeah, Knicks at 5 still. You know the vibes. Um, before we get out of here, me and Kev gotta have some words, man. Kev is he's satisfied with what we did.
Mhm.
I'm not. I'm not. I think.
What were you expect? What were you? And I don't mean to cut you off, but I know what were you expecting?
It's not about expectations.
No,
It's
what like
more.
who did you want per se? Who did you
I
want?
wanted Shador for sure. You know what I mean? I
Has
wanted
he
for
been picked yet?
Nope.
no. And I think I feel like this, right? I'm going in Al Sharpton mode for sure. I mean,
Oh no,
I feel
yeah,
like
no, you definitely right. First off, I wanted Shador too. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
I
I
wanted,
feel like
but with what we have right now, one, it's gonna ruin him too soon. His father's gonna be the
no,
LeVar Ball because we're gonna. I want Dable fired. I don't want Dable here,
yeah.
and Joe Schmo, whatever that. They
So
both gotta go, bro.
so
Well,
I think LeVar Ball has a horrible rap. I think we saw a guy that get put three of his children in a very advantageous situation. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
No, I agree with that too. You damn
it
right.
may have been annoying and loud and boisterous, but I don't
He
think he
is
did.
a successful black father, and
Hold
you don't
on,
get as much credit for that as you do as discredit when you
Uh,
don't do it.
Uncle Paulie, the double XL is kicking
Wait,
in. I'm gonna
wait.
lose
I,
my
I
thought
know this
process.
is off topic,
Hold on. I'm
and
gonna lose my thought process. What happened? Yeah. But make it
I
quick.
know that this is off topic, but Jalen Milroe being drafted before Shador Sanders is insane to me. I'm sorry.
right,
So,
right,
Sorry.
right. I just
so
saw that Seattle.
It's
I'm
insane.
I
Shador
and
Sanders still on. Nah, bro.
But I'm
I'm
gonna tell y'all why. Go ahead, T Tom.
Nah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nah,
tell y'all
because I
why. Go
do want
ahead.
to get into that. That's Tim Cat. We gonna get into that, Kev.
I don't want y'all to think I'm frustrated. I'm really trying to just retain my thoughts is all. You know what I mean? The double XL is kicking in for sure.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm gonna start with the Giants and then I'm gonna get into the bigger scheme of things, right? But please just let me land the plane. It might be a little bit long-winded, but just please let me land the plane. Uh, I think the Giants had a chance to really do the right thing. I think Shador was equipped to handle coming into a situation where there's a poor offensive line. Colorado's offensive line was absolutely ass cheeks. And we're talking about a player who still had a super low turnover ratio. He did not throw interceptions. He still completed at a high percentage. Yeah, I mean, he may not won all the big games that you would want him to win, but I also feel like they didn't have all the offensive weapons to compete against some of the bigger teams outside of Travis
Colorado's
Hunt.
offensive line was trash.
Yeah, offensive line is trash, and they had Travis Hunter. They had what I forgot what old boy name that was the tight end that was tough. But other than that, offense is ass, right? Uh, so I felt that he was a great fit to come into a situation where the offensive line was shaky. You got two mentors to mentor him, with being Russell Wilson and Jameson Wilson. I mean Winston. But once we signed him, I kind of knew that what we was doing anyway, right? Once we signed Russell Wilson, I said, "Oh, they for sure not signing Shador," but I still had my hopes up. Uh, so boom, we signed the DE, right? I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad. I'm like, we dropped the ball, but oh, nobody picked up Shador. Oh, so we're gonna definitely do the right thing. And
Jackson Dart.
just like I expected,
Jackson Dart.
the Giants is trying to sell me on the great white hope yet again. I sat through Daniel Jones. Kev is a proponent of Daniel Jones. He was preaching this guy's praises.
No, not for nothing. Jackson Dart, his trajectory and what the media has panned him as is Jalen Hurts.
Get to the point before I lose my thought.
The white Jalen.
Yeah,
the white Jalen Hurts.
I don't like that. It sounds nasty.
I don't know. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
because he has Saquon Barkley, and you can leave. You know that. I will kick you off of here. You know you're not really welcome to this conversation. I will kick you off of here. Love you to death. You will.
Now go ahead, finish.
Yeah, but they trying to sell me on a great white hope again. So you saying Jalen Hurts? So you really kind of try to sell me on white for Josh Allen? Yeah, I mean that's what you're really trying to sell me on. He's going to be Josh
Allen's fire. I will take no Josh Allen slander.
But he's not that.
I'm gonna be honest with you though.
I'm not done. He's not Josh Allen. I watch the tapes. I see the numbers he put up. I watch the tapes. He's good. He's good. I'm not saying he's not. But here's the bigger issue I have. This is the reason why I'm going to find a new football team. To me, it's not because Shador is not good, right? It's because Shador is boisterous and rambunctious. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason. Part of the reason. And two is because the Moras are not going to put a black franchise quarterback in that seat. It's not going to happen. And then you got people running around, well, Jamison Wilson is black. Russell Wilson is black. They're going to be here for 1 year, 2 years max. And then we're going to get the great white hope. What the Moras did was the equivalent into, I have black friends. I'm not racist.
Uh-huh.
They are not going to make a young black quarterback, especially one as boisterous and rambunctious as a Shador Sanders, the face of the organization. And they made a half-hearted ass attempt at getting Cam Ward. They knew they wasn't going to kick Cam Ward with that trade package. I saw it. We're going to trade you the third pick. We're going to trade you next year's first-round pick. You talking about somebody who's projected to be a generational fucking talent. You're a generational talent. That was a half-hearted attempt at getting Cam Ward. The Moras did.
They didn't want Cam for the right reason.
The Moras did what I expected the Moras to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I saying that what they did is absolutely horrible? No, I'm not saying that. I think Dart can be a serviceable quarterback. I think Shador is better than him. And when you have the opportunity, especially if you really was that high on the defensive end we got, and then Shador is still available, you get Shador because he's better than Dart. And as far as the rest of the league go, I think it's the same thing. It's you know the history of bucking, right? I don't want to have to go through this, right? I don't want to have to explain what bucking is, right? You take the biggest, baddest black man and you break him down in front of everybody. This is what this is. The NFL is not one of those leagues that's empowering for black people. It's not.
Brown
it's not
said
that.
Giants don't draft black quarterbacks.
They don't.
Never
First
did.
of all, last year was the first time in Giants history that the Giants ever started a black quarterback.
Kevin, wait.
Can I say?
Taylor.
Can somebody name?
No fucking way. No, wait, hold on. Before you start, Kev, Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for Oregon, just went before Shador. There's no fucking way.
Yo, listen to me. I'm gonna tell y'all. Listen, man.
Shador go to the Jets.
To me, my thing with him was the combine. I don't think he did a combine. You know, and I think
from what they're saying that his brother, the older brother that does the photography and shit like that.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
he was getting upset that every time he went into the league meetings, or how the top prospects, they go into the meetings with the owners and the coaches and everything. So he went into those meetings and he was upset that they wouldn't let his brother in. His brother was gonna they was doing a home documentary from their Sanders production company. So he was upset that they wouldn't let him in, right? So that was one. Two, he went to the Giants. The Giants really liked him. The Giants wanted Dion to actually take over for Daboll starting next season. But Daboll got into an argument. It's documented. You can look this up. Daboll got into an argument with Sanders. It was a whole big thing.
Dion or Shador?
No, with Shador.
Okay.
But if you look, Daboll got into it with Jaden Daniels over in Washington, because they really like Jaden Daniels too. They wanted to take Jaden Daniels last year. So
And the ball's trash.
Daboll, Jaden Daniels is nice. You want?
No, I said the ball's trash.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah, I get you that. Daboll's a good quarterbacks coach. He's not a good head coach. So they got into it, whatever, and so then he went to other teams. The running consensus was he was upset because they wouldn't let his older brother in to film the whole interactions, because he was trying to shoot the documentary for the draft. So every time they went, they said that he was arrogant because of the fact that, you're not letting my brother in, so I'm gonna give you a bullshit ass interview. That's not the point. He gave you the interview. He did his duties as a recruit coming into the draft. The thing is, he was just upset at the fact that y'all not letting my brother in so he could film this interaction, because y'all want to film it for the NFL. So right now, there's a running consensus going on saying that the NFL is trying to blackball the Sanders production, not Dion. It's not just Dion and not just Shador. It's the whole Sanders production, because of how big Dion has made his family.
I want to hear Kev's point of view. Like I need Kev to get some uninterrupted time.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's right there in itself a problem. You worry too much about a documentary and not about football and trying to get into the league, bro. Nobody wants to deal with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these other players are going through the combine and doing what they're supposed to do for these teams to watch them so they could draft them. And you worried about a documentary. You know what I mean? You worried about a documentary,
I'm gonna let you finish,
bro.
but I'm gonna play devil's advocate, Kev.
Hold on, let Kev finish.
No, I'm gonna let him land.
So what I think is, I don't know what they thinking about, because I'm not there. I think they went the other route because they don't want to deal. They're gonna deal with less drama, drafting a Jackson Dart than a. Listen, I know you don't like it, but it is what it is. There's a reason why he's still not drafted, bro. There's a reason why he's still not drafted, and this might not sit well with owners in this league, bro. That might not sit well.
Hold on.
No. It's my time. You know why it's my time? It's my show. I get to do that. Yeah, and this is why I call bullshit on that, cat. You know what I mean? And this is why I call bullshit. Because you know the talent is there. The
talent is there with Jackson Dart as well. Y'all just don't like him because he white.
I want to say that. I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Nah, that's not cap. That's what it is.
No, it's cap.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. The dude is productive.
All right. Hold up.
The dude is productive, bro.
I'll let you land.
I've been getting cut off for like the past 5 minutes, dog. I've been quiet. I ain't say a word. I sat back. I let everybody chop it up.
Kev, and when you started talking, what I did, let Kev finish. Yeah, I did that. And I'm calling Cap because listen, I don't even watch college football like that. But this season I was locked in. And when they started mentioning that kid name, I started tuning in. I'm like, oh, he's not better than Shador. He's for sure. He's nice. He's not better than Shador. You know what I mean? But what I noticed about the NFL, and it's not just a Shador thing. When any black superstar is over rambunctious and speaks up and very confident in themselves, they get broken down and pushed out of the league. For sure. When his father came into the league, the only thing is, Dion was so undeniable they couldn't keep him out. They didn't want Dion in the league, dog. But he was so undeniable in his talent, they could not keep him out. They hated Dion for the way he was. Oh, he's too cocky. He's too brash. He's too this. And his son is the same way. So what they did, they're going to take his son and they're going to show the rest of the world, if you going to come into the NFL like this, guess what's going to happen to you? The only difference between Dion and everybody, Shador and everybody else coming up behind him, Shador is going to land on his feet because he's going to be rich all the time. Now you got a whole bunch of young black kids that's coming from nothing that's going to be like, oh, that's what they doing. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. I need this money. I'm not saying Dart is not talented. I'm saying that he's not better than Shador. And the whole we don't want to deal with, that's corny. Because the talent is there. You got a person who's been dealing with pressure since a kid. He can handle all the pressure that comes along with being a professional football player because he was trained for that since a kid. It's undeniable. This is not doubtable shit because we've seen it. Jackson State, HBCU, cameras is in that school. Pressure on that kid to do well. Then he go to Colorado, who's a failing program. Pressure on that kid, and he still performs. You know what I mean? The only thing is because, oh, y'all mad because he wants to do a documentary. That is the corniest shit in the world, dog. That is the corniest shit in the world for all these teams to disrespect him. You be getting people that's not even half as talented as Shador getting drafted before him. This is bucking, dog. No matter if you want to see it or not, you be happy with your pick. I'm not saying don't be happy with your picks, dog. But saying that you can't see that this is bucking at its finest, that's crazy, Cap. This is bucking. You know what I mean? This is bucking. They are trying to break shit. It is. They're trying to break Shador in front of everybody.
It's not Shador they're trying to break down, bro.
Who are they trying to break? Who they trying to break? They're trying to break somebody.
Hold on. Let me break it down to y'all like this, right? And this is why I said I'm going to play devil's advocate to Kev, right? Now I'm going to play devil's advocate to you as well because both of y'all points give me the avenue to play devil's advocate. Boom. There has never been a precedent in the NFL like Deion Sanders, right? Just like there has never been a president in the NBA like LeBron James. Whereas the next kin to come into his own, into the league, has this much hype, right? Okay, so what did they do with Bronny? Bronny wasn't ready. Hold on. Let me land. Bronny wasn't ready. Bronny's not ready. And I still think to this day that Bryce is better than Bronny. But cool. We're okay with that. The Lakers spent their last pick, was the last pick of the draft. They spent that on Bronny. Okay, so what did we do for, not we, but the media? What did they do for the next year, the entire year of the play of the regular season and the playoffs, coming into the playoffs with the Lakers against the Timberwolves? What do they talk about? They talk about Bronny, right? Okay, so we see that this is where it's going media-wise. Why is the NFL the biggest multimedia sport in the world? Because they focus on the players, right? Okay, we can't have one player bigger than the other. They can't be a quarterback talked about more than Patrick Mahomes. They can't be a quarterback talked more than Josh Allen. They can't be a quarterback talked more than what's his name in fucking Cincy, Joe Burrow. We can't talk more than Lamar Jackson. Oh, we want Jalen Hurts in the conversation in the top 5? No, we can't. Why? Because Justin Herbert is still fucking alive and throwing the ball in LA. Matt Stafford is still alive, throwing the ball in fucking LA. No. The Cowboys is still one of the biggest sporting ever. There's nothing bigger than the Dallas Cowboys. And you can fact check that.
And Dak's the highest paid quarterback.
Exactly. So when it really comes down to it, why don't we want Shador going in the first, second, or third round? Because we don't want him bigger than the premier quarterbacks that we have in the league. And where does that start? It starts with Dion. So this becomes a league collusion thing. It becomes the owners getting together. It becomes the owners saying that we're not going to draft him before the third. So he's going to go day 3 because the premier pick for him would have been in either Dallas, because Dallas needs a quarterback for the future. Dak's not going to be there forever.
What I just said, pretty much, but just a roundabout way.
But this is also where I defer from you, because you're saying that they're trying to buck the trend and they're trying to buck down a black man. I don't think that they're trying to buck down Shador. I think they're trying to buck down Dion. Dion has become his own brand. His children.
Bucking down a black man, bro.
No, and I get that. But I'm trying to say, as far as Shador is catching what do they call that? The sins of the father. Yeah. So it's a trickle down effect. So I'm going after your father, but really it's hurting you. You're the cause and effect of my journey to buck down your father, because your father has become such a. I mean, if you look at it right now, he's higher than Saban in coaching world of college football.
Ain't won a title yet, ain't won a natty yet, right? That's what they mad at.
I think the NFL see Dion pulling up soon, and they like, we got to slow this trade down, because once he get here,
I think wherever he lands. He's gonna go crazy. He is going to buck the trend. First of all, his trainer and his personal workout partner is Tom Brady. Tom Brady already gave him all the info.
That's where I'm landing for sure.
I fuck with Shador. I think that I still thought that Cam Ward was the quarterback to take, but I thought that coming into the draft that Shador was the most ready to come in and compete. I thought that Cam, as nice as Cam is, Cam still needs a year to
First of all,
behind.
Wait, hold on. JJ, you can't show up
an hour late. Y'all mad late. Y'all mad late. We spoke for like a whole hour and some change about the Knicks, bro.
Look, Paul, you gotta stop doing that shit, bro. Because I was just about to say that you gotta stop doing that shit. Can I get the point? But yeah, this is the end itch. You an hour and change late. We almost 2 hours in, gang. Well, you come on. JJ Jackson is my guy though, for sure. But
but I do agree with you that they are trying to buck down a black man, but I don't think it's Shador. I think Shador is catching strays off the strength of his father. And it's one of those. It's literally that reference, sins of my father.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is.
They crucify Shador because they can't get to Dion. That's fucked up. We should be past that in this age, but unfortunately, the NFL is a big whitewash.
And I thought that the Raiders would have stopped it, nipped it in the butt, because of Tom Brady being an owner in Las Vegas. But the thing is, once it comes down to the draft, the coaches have a lot of sway in how they draft, and a lot of teams are turned off not by Shador, but they're turned off by the Sanders brand.
But not like, and for the Steelers, not even to
and that's why, bro. If I show you,
I gotta say something. The Steelers is one of the.
Kev, if I show you every single group chat I'm in, I promise you I will send you screenshots of every single fucking group chat I'm in where we talked about the draft. Bro, I said he was not dropping past the Steelers. I said the Steelers will draft. Bro, I stamped it. Nigga, I was betting it.
That's
Nigga,
what I'm
bro,
saying.
I lost bread yesterday. I lost 150.
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
I said he was not passing past the Steelers because one,
So
Tomlin has a relationship with
Mike
with
Tomlin,
Dion, and two, they need a quarterback. They're one of the teams that need need a nigga.
So look, now this is where where the whole narrative of it's nobody want to deal with this shit.
I apologize, yo. My battery's about to die, so I might have to I might have to skip.
Nah, yeah. All love, Kev. You know the vibes, bro. Appreciate you.
Man.
Want to pull up, as always.
Kev, you gotta join the flagrant 2, bro.
I'll pull up. Yeah, definitely. Let me know.
I'm gonna add him in something so y'all could.
Yeah. So we can link. We can link. I do episodes every Friday. So if you want to pull up next Friday, bro, pull up.
Yeah.
All right, no problem, bro. We'll talk. Holla at y'all, bro. Y'all have a good one.
Later, Kev.
All right, Kev.
Yeah, but
all right, man.
What I'm saying. Yeah. So this is another reason why I'm not the whole nobody want to deal with that type of shit, right? Nobody want to deal with that type of attitude. There's teams that signed T.O. after T.O. was wilding. There was teams that signed.
T.O. wasn't wilding during draft process. He wasn't wilding coming into the draft.
It doesn't matter. Shador is clearly the best quarterback, the second best quarterback.
I agree with
the draft. Clearly,
second best quarterback. I agree with you.
So this is what I'm saying. Like T.O. beat Wilding, they still picked him up. Antonio Brown was super wilding. He
wasn't wilding before the draft, bro. He didn't start wilding until he got to Pittsburgh.
Stop saying before the draft. I'm talking about talent-wise. They knew the talent. I guarantee you, if people knew how talented Antonio Brown was before the draft, and he was wilding the same way, they were still picking him the fuck up, bro. For sure.
You know when he got picked up there. He wasn't a first round pick. You know that, right?
But don't matter.
That was just Tomlin. That was just Tomlin being a receivers coach and knowing how to draft.
You try to be nitpicky, and you know what I'm saying.
I'm not. I'm trying to show you that it's not just about the talent, bro.
It is about the talent, bro.
It's also about the people that you have around you, because sometimes it's the owners that veto the coaches that say, you know what, I really don't want a lot of these niggers. I'm sorry to say that like that, but I don't want them around us.
Bro,
that's how it is.
And you proving my point when it comes to the Moras, nigga. Like that's my point.
And I agree with you. And I said it. I said it at the start. I said that the Giants never drafted a black quarterback, and they didn't start a black quarterback until last year. And they've been a franchise for 70 years.
And it was a backup because injuries.
It's a backup, and he had to start because exactly.
Yeah. So look, and this is my point, and this is the reason why I'm finding a new team. You know what I mean? Everybody could believe what the hell they want to believe, right? I mean, like, if you want to believe that Shador just wasn't good enough, if you want to believe that his attitude wasn't great enough, by all means, do you. But I know what my two eyes see, and I know what this black experience feels. You feel me? Like, I know the bullshit. I know when somebody's being railroaded, dog. You can't tell me you watch this kid play in college and tell me that he don't even deserve to be a second fucking rounder. At the most, to be honest. Are you dumb? There's some people that's in the NFL that start right now that's not good as Shador. There's some people that started last season is not as good as Shador.
I agree.
Well, there's some people under contract, period, now, whether they starting Daniel Jones.
Bro, Dirt. You talk about the team that drafted Daniel Jones did not draft Shador Sanders, bro. And then when you even look further, right?
First of all, y'all traded up for Daniel Jones.
Which is crazy. And then you even look further into context, right? Look at the landscape of the league, right? And how the league is becoming more and more black-dominated quarterback-wise. And the Giants is just like, nope, we're not ready to go there yet. Great White Hope, Dort. Even though there's a player that everybody has ranked better than him. The Great White Hope, Dort. Same way they try to sell us on motherfucking Daniel Jones, they trying to sell us on Dort. I'm not falling for that shit again. I'm not falling. The crazy part is people think I'm just so in love with Shador. I think Shador is a great football player. I think he's a great quarterback. It's also the context behind it that has me so like perplexed and like, why would I keep on rooting for this team? You know what I mean? Like, because they're showing me like, yo, this is what it is. And then you're gonna try to play with my intelligence, right? Oh, we're gonna pick up Jameson Winston. He's dirt. He gonna give you touchdowns and just as much fucking interceptions. Dirt. Why would I root for that? We ain't winning nothing with that. Then you gonna give me a guy that's 2 years away from retirement.
1.
Maybe he might push 2. Russell Wilson is definitely a pusher to the limit type of nigga. He's definitely going for 2 more years. You know what I mean?
But Russ is not gonna give y'all. Russ is not gonna give y'all more than 6 wins with the team that y'all have in front of you. Why not get a guy that you can mold and go forward with?
You literally you doing what Paulie does, stealing my thunder. Because I was literally about to go there, like, yo, like, we're gonna have him for 1 year, we're gonna win 6 games at max. And he's supposed to be grooming the Great White Hope. Because the little hope that I was holding is like, oh, we got Russ. Him and Shador play similar games. So I can see that being a mentor situation. You're overpaying for a mentor. I can see that. Right?
No, but it's not even that. Y'all, first of all, y'all didn't even get. Oh, all right. Let's start at the beginning. Y'all get Jameis Winston. God damn it. Y'all get Jameis Winston. Right? Y'all get Jameis Winston.
I was mad upset.
Okay, cool. And I'm like, oh, that's backup. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what y'all do. So now I'm like, oh, they're going quarterback all the way in the draft, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Cam or Shador because top 3 picks, it gotta be, right? Abdul's right there. Cool. Everything makes sense, right? So Cam goes first. I'm like, oh, they gotta go. But no, let's not even put Cam in the mix because Cam didn't even go first yet because they signed Russell Wilson from the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. Now I'm like, oh, they're not going quarterback. They're thinking long term. I don't even think Dart is their future. Hold on for me, bro. What I said before, Russ is not going to win y'all 5 to 6 games next season with the roster that y'all have around you. Listen to this. Manning is coming into the league, or is a be here too. There's a quarterback class that's coming into the next 2 years that's going to be fire. Dart is not y'all future. I know y'all traded back into the first to get him. I promise you, if Russ doesn't pan out, let's see what Dart does. Dart will start by the end of next year. Dart will be the fuck out if Dart doesn't produce, and he's not going to produce because y'all don't have the offense to produce. Y'all have a really good defense. I'll give you that. Y'all got a bunch of young guys. The front 7 is solid. Dex will be sexy. Dex, yeah, he's back.
That's my guy.
He'll be back next year. And then y'all got Thibodeau. Y'all just put in the 5th year, and y'all got Abdul. Y'all have a sexy ass front 7. Y'all secondary is still a little shaky because y'all lost Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
Y'all lost him to the but y'all still got solid corners. Okay, let's see what we do. Defense is not going to sustain y'all, and I get that this offense, this league is becoming more defense orientated. But the thing is, you still need a solid offense. You still need a solid running game to go forward. Y'all didn't draft a running back. Y'all didn't draft offensive linemen. Y'all didn't draft. What are we doing here? Y'all didn't put anything beside Neighbors. Neighbors is going to be he's going to be the next Justin Jefferson. Who did y'all put next to him? Oh, y'all re-signed Sherlin Shepard? What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
And then y'all don't have a real quarterback to get you to 10, 11 wins to get to at least a wild card.
And guess what?
Darius Slayton.
Neighbors got Neighbors got 2 more years with us, and then he out of here.
No, y'all got 3. Y'all got 3 because y'all got the 5th year option. Y'all got him in the first round.
Oh, you got a 5th year option? All right. Yeah, we're going to have to use that because if we don't do nothing in the quarterback position, he's out of here. I know he literally watched that draft and was like,
yo, first of all, Abdul Carter is a known Eagle fan. He was at our he wanted us to draft him. Bro, he was tweeting Eagle fans telling them, "Oh, I'm going to drop my stock so I could get drafted by the Eagles, bro."
Gang.
Bro, he might be going too, bro. Y'all give him 4 years, sign that 5th year option. He's still gone, bro.
You talk about the
come home.
Yeah, you talk about the same guy that said he had a dream that he was going to be drafted by the Giants and who wants to wear the same number as Lawrence Taylor because Lawrence Taylor is his favorite football player.
He said that because he got drafted, bro.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
I'll send you everything, bro. It's him tweeting. I follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter the year that he went to Penn State, bro. I promise you, I've been following Abdul Carter a long time, bro.
I've been doing this shit a long time, right? When niggas always try to overtalk you when you try to say something,
bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know you about to make a point,
bro. He was holding the trophy with the jersey, yo, bro. I promise. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you. I promise you, Abdul Carter. He's an Eagles fan, bro.
I'm surrounded by Eagle fans.
So look, so check it.
Yo, bro, it's funny because I'm all New York until we get the football, and the reason why I'm an Eagles fan, blame my father because my father's a Syracuse fan. Yeah. Donovan McNabb was drafted by the Eagles, and I became an Eagles fan.
And you traded on a dangerous
blame my daddy.
Side, getting kicked off the show because you was good because you didn't mention nothing about the Eagles, and then you did it. But
listen,
now you on the dangerous side.
Look. Aside from that, all I'm saying is the Giants front office fucked up. That's what I'm trying to say. They fucked up
the same way they did with Saquon.
Y'all fucked up with Saquon last year. Y'all fucked up with the Slayton. Y'all did fuck up with the Slayton because Slayton didn't deserve the contract that he got.
Look.
The last two. He didn't deserve the
last two. Thank you. Russ didn't deserve the contract he got. I'm cool with y'all getting Jameis. Jameis is a great backup and a great mentor for Shador.
Yo, hold on.
Russ fucked y'all up.
Check it, right? When the pick was in, I was at work. I literally had
Was you cool with them getting Abdul?
No, I wasn't. But look, check it. Wait, that's what I'm saying. You gotta let me talk, bro. I'm about to get to the question you just asked. If you just let me talk,
go
right?
ahead.
So I'm at work. I work in a hospital. I clean hospital rooms. You know what I mean? Like when the patients leave, that's my job. But they TVs in there. So I was like, all right. Matter of fact, I put the game on. I put the Knicks game on. I had the draft on my phone. I propped my phone up. They said, the pick is in. So I walked up to look at my phone, and I saw the way the ball stood up. I said, for sure. The way the look on his face, we're definitely not drafting Shador. Because he was so thrilled. Like, yeah, I'm going to keep my job. And then we drafted Abdul, and I'm like, he tough. But I'm not cool with this. Let's see what's happening. Are we going to trade up to try to get Shador? Like, what's going to happen? Like, so I reserved my anger to see what's going to happen. We didn't trade up. Then I started getting texts. Shador's still on the board. I said, oh, shit. We about to get Shador. And this stud of a DE. Oh, it's about to be a great day. And the Knicks going to win. So we didn't trade up. We keep going. And then I got the text because I left the room. Dart. These niggas just trying to ruin my night. The Knicks is about to win, and they trying to ruin my night. I was more upset about the fact that we drafted Dart, not the fact that we drafted Abdul. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Shador was in the bag, and and not for nothing, I thought the same thing. I put my ESPN notifications on. I said I don't care about anybody else's pick.
It's like
I just want to see us draft Shador.
Facts.
He wore our goddamn colorways in the championship game on his cleats.
It was like this, right? It's like we knew what we were supposed to do. Everybody knew what we were supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, like, I get Kev. I get what Kev said. I'm not even mad at Kev for being happy for the situation. Because, again, I'm not saying Dart is dirt. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. The kid definitely has talent. You know what I mean? Way better than Daniel Jones ever was. You know what I mean? Like, the kid Dart has talent. I'm not mad at Kev for being happy. My shit is coming from a more like political standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, how can I root for a team that I know don't really fuck with us like that? You know what I mean?
They
Like,
didn't pick him for anything that he does, that we know him for on the field. Every reason why he hasn't been picked is because of shit off the field. Like, wait, he's a football player, right? Shouldn't we be judging? It was like when the Eagles drafted Jalen Carr. They're like, oh, my God, he just got cited or arrested for racing. I don't give a fuck what he does. He's a football player, and he's good at it.
He's nice.
He's good at it. Let him fucking race all he wants. He gonna sign his contract. We'll put a waiver. Thankful
and guess what? Shador is about to be the biggest steal in NFL history.
Yeah.
Yo, whatever your sound is off again, gang.
I think that I'm telling you. I think the Jets end up grabbing him. And he's gonna do good for the Jets.
Your sound is off, gang. Yeah.
I would say that he will be the biggest draft steal in history next to Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. Because Tom Brady was in the 6th round and Russell Wilson was in the 3rd. So I would say he will be the biggest steal in the history aside from them two. What I will say is that whatever team Shador goes to, that's
the team I'm rooting for.
I'm always, you have your favorite team, but I'm always a player's fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the NBA, I love my Knicks, but I still have my favorite players in the NBA. I still love Ja, still love Ant. You know what I'm saying? In the NFL, I don't have that. It's the Eagles and the Eagles only. Shador will be that for me. Wherever team Shador goes, I'm rooting for them as long as it's not against my team.
So correction, I'm not rooting for that team if it's the Cowboys or the Eagles. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Giants fan, but I'm never rooting for you guys. Just don't work that way. You know what I mean? Just don't work that way.
Or Boston or New England. I can't do anything Boston.
I don't hate New England. You know why? I don't hate. If he go to the Patriots, I don't hate.
It's not New England. It's more Boston, like the Red Sox. And
I get that.
We beat them twice. I ain't tripping off them.
Paulie, stop stealing my thunder. You do this shit all the time. I was about to say the same shit. So I'm not mad at them because we beat them twice. For sure. You know what I mean? But wherever he go, I'm rooting for that team. I in good conscience, I cannot root for the Giants anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
New Orleans too. Did you see who New Orleans took?
As a fan or as a black man?
As a black man, for sure.
Okay. But as a fan, do you still have hope for your Giants?
As a fan, I don't give a fuck about them no more. I'm literally over it already. Like, literally, I was disgusted, bro. Like, I was like, so these niggas really this is how they just gonna operate, and they're gonna hide behind the fact that the rest of their friends that they probably spoke to already about not drafting this kid.
You have to also you have to, I don't all right, so I don't give much stock into the owners. Of course, the owners or the owners of will have their own biases and like Jerry Jones, maybe racist. But the thing is, it ultimately comes down to the coach, and the coach has say in who they're drafting. So if they're gonna draft a quarterback and you have a coach that is a quarterback's coach, this is the same guy who got Josh Allen right. He's the guy that got Josh. He wouldn't have a head coaching job unless he got Josh Allen right. He's the guy that did that.
You know why that don't really make sense, bro? Because at the end of the day,
the owner's gonna. All right, so you're gonna present to your owner.
Bro, all right, hold on. I heard what you said, bro. I heard what you said, and I'm gonna give you why it don't make sense. You feel me? Like, because football is a business at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell me the employee of the employee of the employee of the employee has more power than the owner. Because that's what the coach is. He's the employee of an employee of an employee of an employee. Like, you can't tell me that the owner can't call a coach and be like, and that he don't even have to call a coach. He call a GM and be like, yo, do not draft him. And then what the GM going to do? He going to go to the coach and say, yo, I know you like him, but he is a rap. You think the coach going to buck? You think the coach going to be like, nah, we going to draft him? You know what's going to happen to the coach? He's going to be coaching college football.
Daboll, well, my thing is Daboll is already fighting for his job. He's already fighting for his job. Nigga, he's going into a contract year.
My point.
They're already fucked up. Well, the GM show already fucked up on the Daniel Jones signing and we're not paying a running back $16 million or $12 million a year to
that was the nastiest video ever.
Run the ball. Okay, so y'all let Saquon walk to us. Cool. Y'all kept Daniel Jones. Not only did you keep Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones stunk it up and then was released halfway through the season and then
getting a biggity bag.
Right. So now you have a GM that's fighting for his job. You have a head coach that's fighting for his job. First of all, Daboll wanted Daniel Jones. Y'all traded up for Daniel Jones. The GM didn't want Saquon because he didn't feel like running backs was we're not paying premier money to this position because I feel like there's more skill positions that I need to pay.
That's why
hence the Daniel Jones contract. Okay, cool. So now we move on to this coming year. Now you're fighting for your job. You could have had the number 1 pick, but Daboll fucked y'all and was like, we're gonna win this game, and then y'all won it. Y'all ended up with the number 3 pick. Cool. I'm cool with y'all getting Abdul Carter because Abdul Carter at number 3 was the best available player, the best overall available player at that pick. I already knew that y'all was gonna trade back in because of the draft capital that y'all have. Knew that y'all was gonna come back into the first round. Okay, cool. Y'all did exactly what I thought y'all was gonna do. Trade back into the first round. Y'all get Dart. Now, Dart is a Daboll pick. It's not Mara. It's not Mara. It's Daboll. I promise you it's Daboll. And I'm gonna send you the evidence. I'm gonna send you the evidence in text message. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you, bro. It's a Daboll pick. Now,
bro.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Shador should have been the pick, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Bro,
Dart is a Daboll pick.
I got all the evidence I need with history, nigga. Like,
and I get you with Mara, but I'm trying to tell you that Dart is a Daboll pick. That wasn't a Mara pick. I promise you, Mara probably wanted Shador the same way Mara wanted y'all to keep.
I promise you he did. I promise you he did.
Mara, all right. You remember the Hard Knocks? You remember Hard Knocks? You remember Hard Knocks? You remember Hard Knocks when Mara said, "Oh, I have a tough time sleeping if the Eagles get Saquon. Saquon is our only offense." You remember that? You remember that? Mara loves Saquon.
You are comparing apples to oranges, bro.
I'm not because Saquon would be the same thing as Shador because Shador would have been your only
No,
offense
it's not.
without Saquon.
It's not. I'm gonna
Am
tell
I,
you
am I
why it's
lying?
not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not.
Uncle Paulie.
Running back is not quarterback, dog. Running back
You're
is
right.
not.
Quarterback is the most important
Bro.
position in football, bro.
Bro, yo, Lou, you made your point. Let me please rebut it.
All right, go ahead.
That's all I want, bro. And so, again, I get they wanted to Saquon, but even if they paid Saquon, right, and they still had Daniel Jones, when the quarterback get all the glory, dog. Not the running back ever. It's still gonna be a white face as the head of the team. Still, that's the difference, dog. That's the major difference. If you draft Shador at number 3, you can't. You would not be able, especially if he's producing at number 3. There is no logical sense for you to get rid of him. You know what I mean? Like, so for the foreseeable future, the face of the New York Football Giants will be a outspoken young black man. Oh my God, the Mora family will not be able to handle that.
Because you rather have a conservative who backs Trump and Russ. Okay.
You hear what I'm.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you land.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the Russ and Winston signing is literally them telling me I'm not racist. I have black friends. Like, I don't, bro. What I'm supposed to do with that? Like, we not winning the championship next year or the year after. It's not happening.
Very true.
So why are you signing a 35-year-old Russell Wilson? Why are you signing him for 1 year?
I never agree with that signing. I agree with the signing for Jameson because I believe that Jameson could be a good mentor.
For sure.
Good bridge quarterback.
When we signed Winston, I wasn't mad, dog. I was like, all right, great backup. Yeah,
matter of fact, Winston was at the Super Bowl doing the press, and he asked Saquon where should he go, and Saquon said, "Go to New York."
Yeah, I was cool with that. You know what I mean? I was cool with that. But when we signed Russ, I was like, what we doing here? What we doing here? Well, not when we signed him. When I found out how much we signed him for, I'm like, what we doing here?
Yeah.
What is happening?
No, I agree with you. I didn't agree with that signing. I thought that Russ should go somewhere with that his talents. I honestly, it's either you stay in Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh didn't re-sign Justin Fields, and I thought that they would.
I thought he was going
or
to the Raiders.
You go to New York where Justin ultimately went, or you go to Minnesota where I thought that Aaron Rodgers would have went.
So, and here's another thing too, is like, not only do you sign him for 1 year. So what's the purpose? What's the purpose? You got
be a bridge quarterback to the person that you draft.
You got a budding superstar in Malik Neighbors. Like, he's going to be one of them ones.
Oh, I said that. I said that Malik Neighbors is going to be the next Justin Jefferson. I said that.
But he's going to be out in the next 2 years for sure. Oh, you got the
you got the 5th year option.
Well, they better do something at QB because why would he stay? Because
he was already frustrated in his first year. In his rookie year, he was already frustrated.
I remember he made a bet with one of his college friends that he was going to win Rookie of the Year. As soon as he got this first Giants practice, he canceled the bet because why are we trusting the ball like that? What has he done for this franchise that made him? He's not.
A lot of people are trusting the ball because the ball is a player's coach.
He's not Tom Coughlin, bro. He's not Tom Coughlin, bro.
It's not. Tom Coughlin wasn't on the players' coach.
I'm not saying he was. I'm saying Tom Coughlin was a fucking winner.
The reason why they love the ball is because of what they did with Josh Allen, who is a what?
Bro,
a white quarterback.
He was a head coach when he did that.
He was the quarterback coach and the
Yeah,
offensive.
there's difference, bro. Yo, you know who one of my
and his first year in New York, he took you out to the playoffs. Josh,
that wasn't his first year.
No, I'm sorry. His second year. Daniels had his best career under.
You know why?
Ball.
You know why? Because that was the first year Saquon was healthy.
Yeah,
I agree. Saquon was your offense.
Yeah,
Saquon was your total offense in his entire tenure in New York. I agree. I agree. Because he's literally our offense in New York.
Yeah,
in Philly.
See, that's strike two. You mentioned Philly again. You out of here.
I'm agreeing with you.
I don't care. I don't care. You say Philly, Eagles, any of those words?
I'm sorry.
Boot it for sure.
I'm not a Cowboys fan, bro. Like we're friends, bro.
No, we're not.
We're brothers.
No. In real life, we're brothers.
We're cousins. We're like fourth cousins.
No. In real life, me and you are brothers for sure. Like I love you to death. You my brother. You know what I mean?
We're fourth cousins.
But when you talk about football teams, the Eagles is no brothers of mine.
That's only because we've been beating y'all.
No, it's not. I always hated the Eagles, even when we was winning championships.
I never hated the Giants. That's crazy. Every Super Bowl I rooted for the Giants.
Well, because it makes sense. You're from New York, motherfucker. Like, I'm not from Philly. Why would I root for the Eagles? I'm not from Philly. The only one time I ever rooted for the Eagles, I was living in Atlanta. It was
against the Pats.
No, it was Donovan McNabb still there. I was in Atlanta at college, and that was the only thing up north moving in football. So I had to. I had
Donovan
no
went to Syracuse, bro. Come on, bro.
Huh?
Put some respect on him, bro. He went to Syracuse. Come on, put some respect.
No,
on
he
him.
was.
His number was retired at Syracuse, bro. Number 5, bro.
I don't care nothing about that. I
played basketball and football.
Donovan was the fucking man, bro.
In the South, the only thing up north was moving in football was the Eagles. So I had to root for the Eagles. That's the only time. Yeah, you know what I mean? But other than that,
the Eagles pioneered the black quarterback movement. Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, Randall Cunningham.
Warren
Moon. He was
Randall Cunningham came before Warren Moon.
What's my man from Washington, Doug Williams?
All I'm saying is, if there would be no Mike Vick without Randall Cunningham. That's all I'm saying.
No. So I gotta say this, since
Mike Vick was undeniable, bro.
My younger brothers.
Be no Mike Vick without Randall Cunningham.
Mike Vick was undeniable, bro.
My younger brother's an Eagles fan, and I asked him how the hell did that happen. You know what he said? Watching you lose to watching you watch Dave Brown as your quarterback.
Yeah.
The original Daniel Jones.
Oh.
Another Duke quarterback that we had. Dave fucking Brown, number 17. I'll never, ever forget him. Ever.
Yeah, you know the one time before this, I almost quit being a Giants fan? When we had scary Terry Collins. I almost quit. Scary Terry Collins almost made me quit being a Giants fan for sure.
Yeah, he's probably as racist.
Super Bowl. I remember Super Bowl. I cried. I was young.
Oh my God.
I cried. I said, why is he so bad?
So terrible.
Why is he so
terrible?
Bad? But but yeah, you know what was dope about that whole situation, especially like to wrap this up because I'm about to get off this. Pause. Hearing Shador's speech at the end of round 1, and he stood up. He said, "We know this wasn't supposed to happen."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Word," but he's like, "Yeah, he's all right. God got a plan. I ain't worried. None of us is worried. God got a plan. We gonna be all right."
He said 31 teams made a mistake.
Word. You know what I mean? And
man, I'm always rooting for the Giants.
It's Cat.
Dart was a bad pickup.
My man,
I was hoping, honestly, I'm glad that y'all didn't pick Shador because I would have been a little bit scared. Like I was saying, coming into the draft, Shador was the most ready to start. I think that Ward is going to have a tough time in Tennessee because they don't have the right pieces around him. He's a project. He's going to take a year to get right. I think that Shador was the most ready, especially with his father being in the NFL, knowing how to get his son up to speed, and with him training with Tom Brady in the offseason, it would have behooved any team to pick up Shador. But this is a rigged society. It's a collusion, and it's all against Dion.
Just also super wild shit, right? As far as Shador dropped into the draft, what if the guys be like, you know what? Draft him. What if they do that? Be like,
well, you a Giants fan again then?
Oh, absolutely. What if they do that? They start looking at each other like
5 quarterbacks on y'all roster is gonna be crazy because y'all still got Danny DeVito over there.
Oh, DeVito out of here. Yeah,
you still got him though.
Yeah, they're gonna look at each other like, what if they be like, yo, we on the board, we didn't expect them to fall this low. He's like, nah. He's like, should we?
Hey.
Why not? Let the young boys fight. Yeah, I mean, like, let the young boys fight. They know this position up for grabs. We got an aging quarterback that's on his way out. We start him next year, and let the young boys fight.
He's gonna win the job. He's a vet. He's gonna win the starting job regardless. So we ain't, you know what I'm saying? Nobody. Russell Wilson. He's gonna win.
Yeah.
He knows how to go through training camps and all that.
Yeah.
He's winning.
I'm saying that's why I said we're gonna start Russ and let the young boys fight for who's gonna be the successor.
I'm cool. I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that too because one of them becomes a.
You say you're not gonna do that quietly?
Every little practice run that he does better, he's like, I threw 6, he threw 2.
And then Dirk gonna have to, because that's a part of pressure though. You feel me? And it's a part of being a part of New York media. You gonna have to show that you could. And that's why I like Shador, because Shador is built for that.
Yeah, that he is.
The good and the bad. You know what I mean? But it's still people rocking with us after 2.5 hours, which is crazy. Shout out to everybody that was in the building. You know what I mean? Sharing his own. Shout out to my guest tonight, Uncle Paulie, my guy Lou. Yeah, I mean, it's weird calling him Lou this much today because I've never called him Lou.
I know, because you never call me Lou. I'm either Brighton or Prince.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm on his pod.
I know, it's crazy. Nah, you can call me whatever you want to call me, bro. Call me what you normally call me, bro.
Nah. I'm respectful. You got a platform, nigga. I'm gonna call you what you are on your platform. You know what I mean? And you here, and we're gonna promote your platform. I'm gonna call you by that name.
I appreciate that. Paulie, you're always welcome to the Flagrant too.
Yeah.
For sure, I'm definitely going.
You gotta pull up for more episodes because we talk about more than the Knicks, and I know you got takes on LeBron and the Hall of Fames, Mount Rushmores and stuff. So you definitely gotta pull up.
I want to make sure y'all niggas keep in touch. Paulie,
yeah, definitely.
What's your name?
Send one of his posts to the chat on IG.
I don't work that those chats. Your name is what on IG?
On IG, it's the Prince.
No,
Perez.
not you.
Oh, okay.
No, Paulie.
Me is HEC_.
All right, I got it. Yeah, I know it now. I know it now. Yeah, I got you.
But I want to do a special episode for the draft
so they can find you, Uncle Paulie. If you want to finish it for the people watching, so they can follow you, do that.
Oh no, I ain't no platform. It's a personal page. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I want to do a special episode for the upcoming NBA draft. So I definitely want as many people as I could get to come in. So anybody who wants to pull up, let me know. Flagrant 2, we spoke about
them because they saw those picks was gonna be something. Any Net fans pulling up? I go for that.
I got a couple of Nets fans that are talking crazy about getting them. Like it's crazy.
We could get Big Fan Breezy to pull up. Yeah, I mean for sure.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, so I definitely want to do a special for the draft. We're going into season 4. We've made it to season 4. We've been getting consistent traffic and everything and making bread off of it. We got endorsements coming in, so I'm just hoping to get this really going. So both of our platforms can make residual income. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, shout out to everybody that pulled up. Sharing as always can. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I mean, set it to all. And if you didn't already, I mean, we got a few of these joints in multiple colors. Still,
I want mine in blue.
Yeah, I hope you ordered it in blue, nigga.
You got the notification. You know I did.
So why you telling me if it's on the
I put it in blue? I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, but get you one of these. You know what I mean? Hoodies. You know what I mean?
Lord, the wife want a shirt. I'm gonna have to order another one.
Oh yeah, Lord.
Yeah, wife, she just
you know what I mean? Thank you for your support. You heard? Yeah. I don't know how you put up with this nigga all the time, but thank you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And first of all, I don't know how you put up with that ponytail. That's crazy.
She take a wine, bro. She on the same shit you want, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, as you should. Cheers. Nah, that's family for real, man. Yeah, I mean,
I love you to death, bro. Thank you for coming.
You already appreciate me on. My guy Jimmy J1 is still here in the building. That's what I'm saying. Jimmy J1, for real. This is my guy, bro. Like, bro, be here every show. He stays to the end of every show. We 2.5 hours in. He been here the whole show, bro. You know what I mean? And he buy merch. His nigga buy Mix merch. Jimmy J1, I'm gonna have to send you something special, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is yet, but this kind of dedication, and Darlene too. I got both of y'all something special. They don't miss an episode. MVP. Yeah, they don't miss an episode. They hear, they buy merch, multiple pieces. Like, yo, listen, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Thank everybody. We out of here. And since Fraz's not here, Uncle Paul, you know what Fraz say when we about to leave?
Nah.
Damn. See, you ain't hear enough. See, you got put back up, Uncle Paul.
Yeah, I've been slacking. Yeah, I've been slacking.
Because now he not here. I got to do it myself. Hit the outro. That's what he said.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back the melody rap. If they gon' put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it.